1 minute warning!
To the goofball army out there, hi at the families, tell them to get to the next room, tell them to go to your neighbors, because we got goofball news to go over, and it might get crazy.
Typically does, guys. If it's your first episode ever, you got like 30 seconds before we start, so not enough time to go to the bathroom, but go get a drink, because trust me, you're probably going to need it there. In the meantime, the rest, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. That way you know about future episodes as well, guys. Buckle your seatbelts if you haven't already. Make sure your tray is in the upright position here, guys, because we are just about ready to get going. And like, oof.
Guys, if you want a crazy ride going forward, a bunch of nonsense, but all nothing but the truth about the Giants, listen in, buckle in, tell a friend.
Let's go.
And now, here are your goofball hosts, Drew and Rob.
Welcome, fellow goofballs, to Two Giant Goofballs, a New York Giants podcast. I am Drew here with you guys for the last time this season doing an actual game, which is crazy to think this is already over here. But listen, we got a lot to go over here pregame, so I went on a couple minutes earlier than we usually do because the injury list is just absolutely insane. There's all kinds of tank rumors there, thanks to Theo Johnson. Plus, gives me a minute to crack open a beer a few minutes early. So, inactives here for the Giants to start off: Javon Holland, Jalen Hyatt, Theo Johnson. We'll get back to him in a minute there. Dante Turbo Miller. And I listen, guys, at this point, it's a hashtag free turbo kind of situation here. I don't understand. Why are we even putting him on the active roster the last 2 weeks if we're not going to play him? Why do we hold on to him to the practice squad for the last 2 years if we're not going to play him? Honestly, I hope for his sake, Turbo Miller's on a different team next year. Ryan Miller, also inactive. Caleb Murphy, inactive. Russell Wilson, once again, inactive. Now, keep in mind, again, inactive, but he's the third quarterback. So, you do get the option to go ahead and, put him in if Jackson Dart and Jameis Winston both get hurt. Ruled out before the game. Cordell Flott with his knee injury. We got we got Evan Neal with a neck injury. Raheem Nunez-Roches with his ankle and toe injury, and Wan'Dale Robinson with a rib injury. So, scary thought. Last week, I should say, might have been the last game for Wan'Dale Robinson as a New York Giant. So that's kind of a scary thought there, but that's what we're kind of facing with here. For the Cowboys side, Elijah Clark, the safety, inactive. DeMarvion Overshone, the outside linebacker, also inactive. Jay Toa, the defensive tackle, inactive. Perrion Winfrey, defensive tackle, inactive. On the IR, placed before the game, even, before the injury reports and all. TJ Bass, the guard. Malik Davis, the running back, and Javonte Williams, the running back as well. So definitely not, a light week injury-wise and all for the Cowboys either. And, of course, they also went ahead and got rid of Trayvon Diggs, their corner, by cutting him this week as well. I guess there was some kind of issue with him wanting to stay with family over Christmas. And listen, you can buy that as the excuse, but just as well as I do, there was a lot more issues than just that. You don't, cut somebody with one more week to go unless something went way beyond that there. But, maybe one day we'll hear the whole story on that. Who knows? But the big news really all week was Theo Johnson. So Theo Johnson rolled out with a illness the very next day. He ends up at a Knicks game. So he's too sick to play, but he's at a Knicks game. And post about it saying not sick on social media. Listen, guys, I've said this before. I think the NFL has a tanking problem. I don't blame the Giants for doing it because within the rules, I mean, there is no penalty really except, them saying, if they can prove it, they can penalize you. Well, good luck proving it. You can just say whatever you want at that point. It's not difficult to get around that. But the NFL needs to look at this, and they need to figure out how to get into a lottery system like the NBA does. And it's absolutely ridiculous that here we are in 2026 now, which, God damn, it feels weird to say, but 2026, and we're still having this issue with teams tanking, teams not doing things right. We saw it last week. With the Giants facing the Raiders, who 3rd and long were running up the gut for 2 yards. Don't tell me they weren't tanking. It's pretty obvious there as well. So again, NFL has just a massive issue going on there. But overall, thoughts on the game here before we get kicking off here. The Giants got to figure out a way to lose this game. I'm sorry. I know AC's in the house here. I see him there. I know him and Deb are the only 2 people that we have that are regulars that really want to win this. But if the Giants go ahead and lose today, number 2 is locked up. If they go ahead and lose and the Raiders somehow beat the Chiefs, which again, they're on their 3rd quarterback, stranger things have happened, plus they've also benched Geno Smith, then you got a situation where all of a sudden the Giants could pick up the 1st overall pick again with a little bit of help, and it's not difficult help to get. So, Giants still not out of it with that top pick overall. We still got some hope, still got to hope for that, obviously, because that's a huge thing for the Giants to get. It's a massive, massive trade thing there. But listen, the big thing is this game here. Because let's be honest, again, most Giant fans want to lose this game. Giants players, they ain't going to be about that. This is a game here where the Giants players, a lot of them point blank, are playing for their careers. Because there's so many injuries. You have guys in there that, quite frankly, are barely NFL players. And they're not just playing for the Giants. They're not just playing for this week. They're playing for their futures and their careers. So I do think there's going to be some interesting stuff going there. Also, Jason, I can't believe this is the national game and it's here on the West Coast. It is not on the national game. I don't know why it's on the West Coast there, but I can tell you here in Tampa Bay, it's not. But I thought I saw the map and it was mostly the Dallas area and the New York area there. But I guess some of the West Coast there. You must have a lot of Cowboys and Giants fans over there, I guess. I don't know. But the game is coming up next year for us. So listen, again, the big thing for me is I want the Giants to lose. I want the Giants to get a good game out of Jackson Dart, though. Still, let it be the defense that causes the issues, because in the end, that's the second most important thing right now. Is Jackson Dart continues to look good as he has the last couple of weeks after having a little bit of a dry spell there, so to speak. But it's definitely it's an odd feeling, because I feel like I'm gonna have to root for the Cowboys today to a certain degree, and that just feels weird, guys. Feels really weird. Feels wrong. But in the end, it's in the Giants' best interest to go ahead and lose this game here, as it was last week. Before we get started here with the game, they got 2 games that did go yesterday. Just give you guys the finales on that. The Seahawks end up beating the 49ers 13-3. So you got a Seahawks now with the number 1 seed overall in the NFC, and of course also the division title as a result as well. You got the Panthers squeaked out a win against the Buccaneers, I should say. Sorry, squeaked out a win against the Panthers there, 16-14. So with that, the Buccaneers are potential winners on the NFC South, depending on what happens today. So if the Saints end up beating the Falcons, the Bucs got the division. If the Falcons win, the Panthers get the division, because it's based on whether it's a 2 or a 3-way tie, which is just insane to me. I don't understand it personally, but it is what it is. But again, we're in our last commercial break before we get started here. The big games we'll keep an eye on. 1 o'clock. Honestly, guys, there's not a lot of big 1 o'clock kind of things here. We'll keep an eye on that Falcons and Saints game, because, like I said, that'll determine the winner of the NFC South. So there's at least a little bit of an interesting subplot there. But for the most part, the only other game I'm really that interested in today is the 425 game with that Chiefs at the Raiders there, because I want the Raiders to win so bad it's not even freaking funny. And then tonight you got the big one there with the Ravens and the Steelers. Now, from what I'm hearing, and Adam Schefter talked about this morning as well, it seems more likely that Harbaugh would be gone if this game doesn't go the Ravens' way then that Tomlin would be gone if the game doesn't go the Steelers' way. So selfishly, I'm going to root for the Steelers as a result because one of those two coaches become available. I'm going to be so goddamn happy. It's not even funny. That is a game that I really want an outcome that favors the Giants to get one of those two coaches. Either one of them would be an absolute massive, massive upgrade for us. And like I said, it's going to be Harbaugh. I'll take it. I would prefer Tomlin of the two, but I will definitely take Harbaugh in a heartbeat and have no qualms and nothing about that whatsoever. Chase says, I don't think either are going anywhere. We're getting Stefanski and Joe Shane. Yeah, listen, Kevin Stefanski, you hear more and more in the rumors than that. The Giants will definitely bring him in for an interview. But if I'm the Giants and Harbaugh becomes available, I quickly go ahead and interview Kafka for the job. I quickly go ahead and interview Harbaugh for the job. I don't let Harbaugh leave the building. You tell me what I got to do, and it's done. That's just what it is. And we got a follow up here from Stephen Bloom there saying, what are your thoughts on Stefanski? Feels like it because it definitely feels that way. I'm not a Stefanski guy. Listen, I understand that there's a certain you kind of give a little leeway for guys coming out of Cleveland because Cleveland isn't exactly the greatest, scenario for people to succeed. You see it all the time. Obviously, he's the longest tenured coach in the New Browns history since they came back from, oblivion there. 2-time coach of the year winner. So listen, you could do worse. Don't get me wrong, but he's not one of my top guys. And I'm a little concerned overall with the fact that a lot of the guys that are Browns fans, I do talk to some of those guys there. They have concerns about his play calling. So I'm definitely not a fan there. Jay says big room for Brian Flores and Brian Dable to the Raiders. Listen, that'd be great for the Raiders. It'd be absolutely great for the Raiders. I would definitely go ahead and take Flores in a heartbeat. Flores is probably my number 3 guy right now. But from everything you're hearing, the Giants and him are not going to happen because of that lawsuit, even though easily could be taken care of there. All right, so it looks like game is about to start, guys, as they're kind of back here from the last commercial break. But yeah, like I said, let's see what happens this game overall. We'll see how long everybody even plays here. There was rumors that the Cowboys might do this in kind of a preseason kind of thing where, they give them a half to play the starters and then maybe put the backups in the second half there. We'll see how that works out. If that happens, as far as I'm concerned, the Giants better do the same damn thing. Just because I really don't want to risk a win here. That's for damn sure. Which sounds so wrong and weird to say. But, again, it is what it is. All right, we got the kickoff is up. Let's see. And we got a flag on the play here. It's like we get a false start here at the Cowboys to start off there with. Turn my subtitles on for the game there. I forgot to turn that on. So ball gets placed at the 40-yard line automatically. So at least Giants get a good start. But again, it feels weird. It's like I'm happy something good happens for the Giants. I'm upset when something good happens for the Giants now as well. It's definitely an odd feeling there. Keep an eye, too, on Marcus Bowe. Obviously, he's back in, but we'll have to see what happens there. And Stephen Bloom saying, wow, Aubrey hurt on the kickoff. We'll have to see because that just happened, but we got to run here on first down. Got a few yards here for, looks like, Tyrone Tracy. It'd be the Giants' luck to have another team lose a kicker when we need to lose. So, but, again, Giants should be able to lose. We've done it so well all year long. 2nd and 7. Shotgun there for Dart. Interesting. Oshevsky in the slot. And Darius Slayton gets a catch there, about 5 yards. So we got a couple yards left to go. You should probably see a big dose of Slayton, I would imagine, this game. Wandale Robinson called out for the game. You also got, of course, Jalen Hyatt inactive. So you got Oshevsky, basically, is probably going to get a big role. But Darius Slayton, Isaiah Hodgins, those are the 3 receivers on the field right now. Probably only 3 receivers you'll see. Keep in mind, again, Theo Johnson also out, so you're going to see a big dose of Daniel Bellinger. What could be his last game as well as a New York Giant. Shotgun again for Dart. Gets the snap. Quick route out to Tracy. He's going to make the first guy miss and get that first down. Get about to the 49-yard line there. And this is one thing I'm a little worried about here. This Dallas defense has not been great all year. They've gone ahead and kind of gotten a lot better the last couple of weeks now, but a lot of guys got injured on that Dallas team there. Jay says, don't kid yourself all afraid you're leaving. I hope not, Bellinger. I still got a special place for Bellinger. Dart, tossing it deep, but getting smacked down at the line. So 2nd and 10. I said Bellinger's one guy I want to keep. I really do. And, we talked about this last week when we played the Raiders. I think Michael Mayers would be a good guy to trade for if you want a new starting tight end. Not exactly overly thrilled with what's going on here with Theo Johnson and his stone hands there. So 2nd and 10. Again, shotgun formation here. Looks like for Dart. Tracy in the backfield. Shevsky going to motion to the top of your screen. And they're handing the ball off. Tracy going to lose about a half a yard on that. So 3rd and long incoming here. And it just feels so weird. It's like I'm rooting, rooting for us not. I don't want to say I'm rooting for the Cowboys. I'm rooting for us though not to succeed. Is that the better way to put it? It's like I can't say I'm rooting for Dallas, but I'm rooting for the Giants not to succeed today. So they succeed long term. 3rd and 11 here. Shotgun formation again. Looks like Bellinger in the slot there in the bottom of your screen there. And the 3 receivers we talked about there. Long toss out to Oshevsky, nowhere even close to him. Looked like he was looking for a flag. A little bit of pressure on that play. So 4th and 11 there. So punt team coming out. And hopefully that's a theme we keep hearing. Punt, 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 punt. Well, again, I want some success for the offense because I want Jackson Dart to have a game. But I'm really hoping, like I said, for that loss big time here. So should also mention real quick here, if you always try to mention here during the play-by-plays, I do put this, if you're on YouTube, it does go onto the subscribers only for comments there, just because of the fact that unfortunately we get a lot of spam stuff, specifically people trying to give you guys weird, funky links to go watch the game. So you do have to subscribe on that. Punt is up in the air. Scottish Hammer back. Fair caught. And oh my gosh, Giants are going to get it down right at the line, basically. And they're arguing, looks like, back and forth between the two. Did they get it past the goal line or not? To me, it's hard to see. The initial looked like it did on that replay they're showing there. It looks like it didn't. So we'll see. We'll see what they do. They'll talk about it in the meantime, but I think it's going to go out to the touchback there. It was close, though. That's a game of inches kind of thing. All right, let's see around the league, see if we got anything score-wise here for you guys. We got the very first commercial break here of the day. Let's see. So far, no score. But again, to recap for you guys, what's going on. You got the Colts at the Texans. You got the Browns at the Bengals. You got the Saints at the Falcons. Again, that game is going to indirectly determine the winner of the NFC South, even though neither two teams are the team that'll win. You got the Packers at the Vikings, and you got the Titans at the Jaguars there. Let's see here. Jay says, too bad McFadden never came back this season. I'm actually kind of pro that. There's no reason to force him back. And on top of that, I kind of want him back here at this point there because I want to cut Bobby Okereke and save the money. But you're looking at a situation now where McFadden's going to be cheaper to re-sign next year because of that injury. So selfishly, I'm kind of okay with it. See, Jay says, so say something positive about Joe Shane coming back for next season, Drew. It's not easy to say something positive about Joe Shane in general. But again, like him or not, a lot of what you like about this team right now that gets you excited. Joe Shane's been here for 3 years, guys. Everything you like, because I people all the time, oh, we're like a coach away. We're a lot better than our record shows and all this stuff. And I agree. I do agree. But if you agree with that, well, guess what? If you agree with that, then you're agreeing that some of the stuff that Joe Shane done has not been horrible. You know? I mean, that's just a factor of the situation there. I mean, you got a situation where you got Jackson Dart drafted by Joe Shane. You got an offensive line that was put together or extended in the case of Andrew Thomas by Joe Shane. You got Tracy, you like? Oh, yeah, by the way, ball is placed, by the way, at the 1 yard line officially. So that is an amazing special teams play by the Giants. But again, you got Kafka, you got Scattaboo, and you got Tracy that you like. So again, worse. I just don't like him. The coach had to go before he did. That's for damn sure. As we get George Pickens there with a quick toss out of the right at the goal line there. Surprised they were going for a pass in the first play there. It's kind of disrespect to the pass rush. But got 9 yards out of it, so they got a little breathing room now. So that second longest streak versus single opponent for Dak Prescott versus the Giants. And unfortunately, he's going to extend it today, probably. 2nd and 1. They're going to run the ball and get the first down. And again, that's what you want to do when you want to beat the Giants is you run the ball. And Hunter Gupke with the run there. Let's see. Jay says they need some guys who have nastiness and can tackle a bunch of wimps on the roster. Yes, because the one knock you can definitely give Joe Shane is he has cared about athleticism over mental makeup there. I really think that's been one of his major issues there drafting wise. And I think he's kind of changed some of that with picks like Scattaboo and Bo and Dart and to kind of change some of the culture there. But unfortunately, it takes a little bit of time to get rid of that because you still got plenty of people that don't have that kind of mindset on this roster. So Stephen Bloom says, I think that's the defensive culture mentality. I want a DC that has a vein popping in his forehead. Yes. Old school, smash mouth. That's what I want. So, got 2nd and 3 now, guys. And Dak Prescott rolling off to the right. Quick toss out for a first down to CeeDee Lamb. Paulson or Debo on the coverage there. Tell you, if the Cowboys literally rolled 99 yards, oof, that'd be pretty goddamn crazy. And there's the showing the records for Dak Prescott. Listen, again, I don't want to toot the horn too much of Cowboys here, but wasn't for the team record, he'd probably be the MVP in the league right now. He'd also probably lose in the first or second round of the playoffs, but that's a whole separate thing. All right, Dak under center here, 1st and 10. And the Giants get it. Giants got it. We got a turnover here, guys. Bobby Okereke, 2nd week in a row. So I'm talking about we should cut him. Here he is 2 weeks in a row. Bobby Okereke get a turnover. And let's see the replay here. Just a bad snap, or did he trip on somebody? I can't tell, but Prescott did not get the snap clean, and Okereke got it. Here we go. Here's the replay. Yep. Cooper Bebe, the center, looks like moves off to the left and hit his foot. So, yeah, Giants got it. This is why centers is such – you got to wait to move. You got to get your quarterback out of the way first. Oof. So, Giants now have the ball at the 29-yard line. Shotgun formation here for Jackson Dart. Slayton moving to the top of your screen. Dart rolling off to the right and just throwing it away. You got 2 guys chasing him. Dart making a smart move. There's a flag on the play. So it's going against the Giants. So, at least same old Giants. Something good happens, flag on the play. An ineligible man downfield on the Giants. Jay says, my heart wants a wide receiver, but my head thinks elite linebacker or 2 would solidify his defense and help our skinny edge players. Honestly, I don't think we need a crazy good wide receiver. Neighbors are coming back. I'm assuming we're going to go ahead and re-sign Slayton. Re-sign Wan'Dale Robinson. We got Slayton. We need some depth piece guys. I'm okay with the wide receiver group though. Toss the ball out to Tracy. Going to get looks like about 1.5 yards, and that's it here on second down. So we got third and long incoming. But yeah, like I said, I'm cool with the wide receiver room. I mean, put Neighbors back in there, then it's not a big deal. But again, depth is the problem. Depth is the problem. But we'll find out. It's early. Jace's Neighbors was limping into the stadium with a huge limp, couldn't bend his knee, not a good sign. It's early. It's barely January. He's got 8 more months. Not worried about it. Got Dart and shotgun formation on third down, just slinging the ball up there, trying to go for Isaiah Hodgins, did not get it. So fourth down incoming. I said it's way too early. It's gonna see what happens. But I do think, to me, I'd rather shore up the middle of the defense overall. A good, solid, hard tackling linebacker is definitely key. I think some big bodies up front as well. Dexter Lawrence cannot do it himself. We've seen this year, Dexter Lawrence has not even been himself. Can we assume he will be himself next year? I mean, that's pretty bold assumption to make. Might have been that was his best years, and we just wasted him basically. And he's still a whole lot better than most defensive tackles, don't get me wrong. But has he gone through his best years now? Is he going to be the same player? We don't know that. So, and King Chris TV says defensive tackle, linebacker, corner, and safety are biggest needs. I'm not as worried about safety, but I definitely agree in corner. We're going to have a Debo, that's for sure. We've got the big contract. At least one more year, we got him. Safety, it is what it is. Newman's not a cheap deal. Just got Javon Holland. We're going to have to give him one more year because of the contract. So, maybe get a third safety that's not Dane Belton that you can trust a little more because Dane Belton's up and down. Again, defensive tackle, that's the big one. That's the big one for me. We can't keep giving up 5 yards a clip on runs. So, Anthony says, tell you what, we might have found ourselves a kicker as the Giants did just kick that field goal and take a 3-0 lead there in the game. And yeah, he's definitely looked pretty good there. Stephen Williams says Peter Woods is so intriguing to me with that first pick. We'll see. It depends where we're at. I still think we're going to trade down. I still think we're going to trade down big time. I still think that, we're going to, give the pick to a QB needy team and take a couple picks as a result. We'll see on that. See here. Jay says, wait, we said that last year. Yes, we did say that last year, and we're still in that same ballpark here, unfortunately. It kind of is what it is there. As Jay says, it is what it is. Steve Bloom saw us a lot. Yep, I think he's going to be definitely part of the plan for next year. You bring in a second kicker and let the two of them battle it out, basically. And I'm cool with that. As Jay says, no other QB to take besides the big QB. Listen, there's other QBs in this draft. I don't think that you can sit there and say that it's one quarterback or nothing. Now, is he the best one? Of course he is. But is somebody going to be interested in Dante Moore to Oregon, for example, and go ahead and move up to get him? I don't know. I think he's the big one that people will probably want if he's out there. But Ty Simpson's another one I think could have some success in the league if you get him a solid offensive line. He needs a legit solid offensive line. He does not do well under pressure. Did not look good against Indiana, and obviously that definitely causes issues. There are people that last year were obsessed with Drew Allard. Does he somehow climb up the rankings? We'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens. QB needy teams will be needy. So it's kickoff there into the end zone for a touchback here for the Cowboys to get the ball back. So we'll see. I mean, obviously, Arch Manning staying in isn't exactly the best, but we're gonna have to figure out what we're gonna do here as we figure out where we're picking. I think you got to figure out the trade. No matter what, I think you're gonna end up trading. I mean, if you look at what's going on right now, it's gonna tank-a-thon while we got the game going. Let's be honest, we care more about talking about the future than we care about this game. So I'll give you guys a fair heads up. This is going to be a lot of talk about that during the game while you're watching here. But we do have 1st and 10 here for the Cowboys there from the 35. Prescott hands the ball off and falls down really quickly there for Jadon Blue, one of the rookies on their team that a lot of people are very high on. Rob and I definitely weren't when we did our evaluations. I know a lot of people are pretty high on him. You got to expect him to look good against the Giants. But so right now, what you got, the top picks here. You got the Jets at number 3. So we got 2nd and 6 incoming here. They need a quarterback. It wouldn't take that much to move from 2 to 3. Why not do it? Dak Prescott throws it. Jake Ferguson right at the line of scrimmage. I think it'd be just short of the first down there. We'll see what they put it. Oh, they're giving the first down. So 1st and 10 here for the Cowboys. And I'm sorry, it wasn't Ferguson. I think it was Span Ford, actually. But again, that's the situation. The Jets would move up. I think the one pick to get us, our pick at that point, that makes sense. Cardinals had the 5th overall pick. The Browns, 6th overall pick. There's plenty of there's 3 out of the 4 guys in the next picks after us that need a quarterback. As there's Jake Ferguson this time here with the first down. Nope, that's Shoemaker. We're talking so much about the draft here, and I'm paying attention to the game. Sad as that. Last week of the game, we'd rather talk the draft than the actual damn game itself. Oh my god. But yeah, like I said, I think you got the option of trading down a little bit. I don't think you're gonna get the haul we were hoping to get from the number 1 overall pick. That's just probably not going to happen. But you're gonna get something. As we got Blue here running, as I talked trash about him last time, just ran for 11 yards here in this play. But like I said, I think you're going to see the Giants get a move down just a little bit. Get another couple extra picks. Maybe even not. Maybe you don't even get a 1st-round pick for it. Maybe you get another. I'm going to give you a 2nd and a 4th and a 6th or something like that. I don't know. I'm just pulling crap out of my ass here right now. But maybe you get those kind of picks. It still gets extra picks. Take the extra picks. I mean, that's what you do. You take what you need because you don't need the top guy. I don't think the Giants are in any way, shape, or form going to look as we got a massive run by Blue here. They talk trash about him. Now he moves down to the 3-yard line. Again, I expect him to look good against the Giants. The Giants suck. Can't stop any running back, but let me see real quick here. I'm going to pull up. Jason, every team just hand off every play against us. Yeah, how many weeks have we been saying that? Basically ever since we wanted the Giants start losing. But assuming Mendoza goes, I'm looking here. This is PFN on their simulator. As you got, let's see here. They're showing the replay of the Blue run. It's a good run by him. Very patient. Scooting around wherever the hole goes to that point. You got Bobby Okereke, of course, but not being able to be getting off a blocker. You got Deontay Banks running around looking lost as usual. But if you look at the guys that are on there, Bain Jr. is the top edge guy. We don't need another edge rusher. Don't need it. So let's say hypothetically, even if you don't need a quarterback, let's say you want Bain and you want to move up like that. Take the trade. It's the other option there. But, I mean, Arvell Reese, Ohio State's going to be there. Cardinal Tate, wide receiver at Ohio State, if you want to be like Jay and worry about the wide receiver room. Caleb Downs, another Ohio State guy. A lot of Ohio State guys, by the way, to keep on seeing in this. But, again, I think the big thing for me is trade down. Get the picks. Because if you look at what's left over on the board, you got Dante Moore, Oregon, like we said. I think someone's still going to trade up for him. I still think they did. You got Reese, you got Bain, you got Tate, you got Falk at Auburn. I don't see a big need at this point to go ahead and stay at number 2. There's nobody that I'm going, I can't miss this guy. You know? I mean, the big one for me really is Arvil Reese. I think he's the guy most interesting. Again, we haven't done our board too much here yet on the draft. We'll probably start doing that pretty soon there. But he's a guy that is looked really good for Ohio State. So, I got to definitely keep an eye on there. But again, Jason, I think Drew did the Dexter dance more than Dex this year. Yeah, probably. Not a lot of positivity from him, that's for damn sure. But let's see if we got anything else going on here in action scores across the league here. Let's see. You got the Colts are up on the Texans right now, 7-6. And there's playoff implications for the Texans potentially as far as, position. You got the Bengals are right now up 6-0 on the Browns in a very pointless game like our game. You got the Saints and Falcons still scoreless here, but for 4 minutes, 20 seconds left to go. Vikings up 3-0 on the Packers, 5.5 to go. Again, no implication this. The Packers will be in the playoff games here, but no chance of changing seeding. That's why they're just going to sit in players and resting. You got tie game 7-7 with the Jaguars at the Titans. If the Titans do somehow beat the Jags, which I don't expect at all, it does open up the potential for the Texans to go ahead and actually win the division there. And then, of course, in our game right now, Giants are up 3-0, but Cowboys are about to get a touchdown. So, all right, here we go. As the Giants were challenging the catch to Ferguson there. So, 2nd and goal. And Blue up the middle. Going to stop for about a half a yard, a third of a yard. It's like nothing. Got Darius Alexander there in the play. Definitely a guy. I think it's actually developed a little bit here with the Giants. Weird to say we're developed in the Giants. 3rd and goal here coming for the Cowboys now. And here we go. The 4-yard line, 3rd and goal. Dak's in. Shotgun. Looks like a blitz incoming, and the blitz was faked. Throwing it to Pickens and nowhere near him there. It's going to be 4th down and coming. We're going to find out real quick about an injury to Aubrey. 4th and goal here now. Unless the Cowboys want to continue going. Let's see. Yeah, I said nowhere near Pickens. It's like Dak was just hoping for a flag or something. Stephen Bloom says, got to find a way to enjoy this Sunday show somehow. I haven't given up hope. My brother-in-law is having a Raiders watch party to lose. All right, so Aubrey is in. And as expected, that's good. 22-yard field goal, simple. King Chris says, I like Decker from Indiana too. Yeah, I think we're going to start doing our draft stuff a little earlier this year because last year we kind of rushed a little bit there towards the end because we still had more stuff to do. Either that or we may end up not doing as much rumors and that kind of stuff. They're sticking more to the draft stuff. We'll see. Jason, I don't think the Cubano is enough to turn the Raiders around. I don't think anything is enough to turn the Raiders around right now. It's bad. Like that. You think the Giants organization is bad. That Raiders organization is bad. And I warned people about that when they got Brady. It doesn't typically work well when you get somebody who's like the greatest of all time. Like let's look at like Wayne Gretzky was a coach in the NHL for a while. Did not do good. Michael Jordan was an owner with the NBA. Did not do good. That's the way it works. Some of these guys, when you're the greatest to play the game, what happens is basically you have a combination of amazing athleticism and natural gifts along with the hard, workout style and work ethic and all that most people just don't have in life. So good luck trying to get someone to learn how to teach people that don't have the same skills they do. The best guys coaching wise are typically guys, or even ownership wise, even too, if you want to get involved with ex players, are guys who are scrubs that were just savvy people that worked their butt off and got through, not out of talent, but because of their work ethic. So let's see. Jay says Brady's a turd. If he wants to help that team, he needs to be there in a role. He's just playing grab ass with that funny haircut owner guy. But yeah, it's definitely a bad scenario here. Let's see. Keep showing this commercials, this bad medicine too on Fox here. I don't know if you guys ever heard of the show it was based on. It's based on an English show called Doc Martin, which was up a few years ago. Really good show if you haven't got the chance to watch it. Kind of like a House kind of thing. This guy who was a surgeon in England all of a sudden had a mental breakdown and realized it's actually people in front of him, not just random bodies, and had to get a surgery. Went to a small town and became their town doctor. Because again, you get the British system there. But it was really good. Like I said, very much House style. You know, a guy with no people skills whatsoever, how to deal with people as a doctor. Like I said, definitely recommend the old one. I don't know about the new one. Deontay Banks, by the way, taking the ball back with the kickoff down to the 40-yard line. Woo. Let's see. Jay says, sounds terrible. All the decent shows are on cable. Cable shows are junk. No, it's again, the British version is what I'm suggesting. I don't know about this new one. We'll find out. The guy who was playing Doc Martin in the American version is one of the guys from Wings. I like that show back in the day. But yeah, the British version is really good. All right, so Dart here taking the ball here first and 10, so actually a 39-yard line. Got Bellinger as a fullback, which usually means run. And guess what? It's a run. So it's like 3 yards here for Tracy. Tracy's your Giants fan. You got low expectations. Well, yeah, I don't have much expectations of an American version of a British show. But how many times do they do Faulty Towers? And I don't know who knows British shows here, but if any of you guys know British shows, Faulty Towers with John Cleese, amazing show that's still as funny as hell, 50 years later after it was put on air, basically. And it's got a quick, nice catch and turn around by Slayton for a first down here. It's about 7 yards there. They're showing the replay here of the Titans and Jaguars game. We already talked about it, though. That game is 7-7 tie. I don't know why they do the replays like 15, 20 minutes later on this kind of stuff. It's stupid. Just show it when it happens. I'm assuming some kind of TV rights thing. Shotgun formation for Jackson Dart with that 1st and 10 at the 49. And he's got time, and he's got a wide open Gunnar Olszewski. He's going to get down about the 24-yard line. Wide open. Woof. I don't know why we don't see more of Gunnar Olszewski this year as a wide receiver. It just seems like him and Dart work very well together. Hoping, especially considering the crappy wide receiver core we've had. It just seems a little weird. Like, Hyatt's been crap. Bo Collins has been crap. And yet, for some reason, we're like, Gunnar Olszewski, let's just not use him at all. Just doesn't make sense. When he gets in the game, things do happen. I'm not saying he becomes a Pro Bowl and crazy good, but he makes some plays. Ball's now up at the 23-yard line, actually, a yard quicker than I thought. Fakes the handoff there twice, Jackson Dart does, and he's going to take off. Devin Singletary turned into a blocker. We got the first down here for the Giants, but a 15-yard gain by Jackson Dart there on the run. And didn't take a hit. Didn't take a hit. That's the key. Look at that. Takes the ball. You see him going. Utilize the blocker. Angles to not take the hit. Smart move by Jackson Dart there. All right, here we go. 1st and goal. Ball's right at the 10-yard line. Got Bellinger going to motion to be the fullback, which again usually means running the ball. Can't tell who's in the backfield. Looks like it might be Singletary. It is. And it's a run to Singletary for a 2.5-yard loss there. Chase is almost expected Dart to get decleated there. Yeah, like I said, that's a smart move by him. He did the right thing. Hopefully he's kind of learning some of that stuff. He's got a lot of potential. Really does. And he's not going to see it if he doesn't get a chance to stay in the game. All right, so ball's maybe at the 12-yard line there. We got 12 yards now for second and goal. Got Oshevsky going to the bottom of your screen there into the slot position from the top. Shotgun for Dart. Quick toss out to Slayton. It was open, but just Dart couldn't quite get it to where it had to be. Got to do that high drop. If you look, it was low. The arc wasn't there to get it in place. See the replay, the actual pass itself. But see, look at that angle. There's a reason when you do the over the shoulder that's thrown high and then dips back down. It's easier to catch that way. You can't catch it when it's that kind of angle. You're not going to have it hitting the basket at that point for the receiver. So, third and goal. Empty backfield shotgun formation for Dart. And looks up. He's going to breaks, sack, and then gets sacked after all. Sacked down about the 17-yard line. So expect to see everybody's favorite Saul's back in time. Better call Saul. But Giants did at least a job moving the ball. Again, Jackson Dart may not be getting touchdowns, but he's at least moving the ball a little bit here against this Cowboys defense. Again, not always the greatest thing in the world. And if you look at that replay, he literally ran back into the defenders. That's the situation. You probably should have kept running towards the sideline and see if somebody popped open. If not, just throw it away. Luckily, it's still a 35-yard field goal for Sauls, and he's got it. I don't think he's missed a field goal yet for us there. So Giants now up 6-3. 6-3 on the Cowboys. As Jay says, do we overrate Illuminor? No, I don't think anybody overrates him except for himself. Which I say that kind of, tongue in cheek. Every player probably thinks they're one of the best. He's above average. He's not elite. It's above average seems elite to Giants fans because we've had such a bad offensive line for so many years. But he's still somebody I want to keep around long term. Let's see. Looks like the Browns have scored a touchdown. They're now up on the Bengals 7-6 there with just under a minute left in the first. About half a minute left in the first here for the Colts and Titans. Colts are now up right now. For 10-6. You got the Falcons are up 7-0 on the Saints. So at least got some movement in that important game there. The Vikings still up 3-0 on the Packers with half a minute left to go in that first quarter. You got the Jaguars and the Jaguars and Titans still tied up at a minute and a half left to go there. 7-7 there. So let's see. Steve Bloom says he think a bit varies. He's above, nailed the drill. Yeah, like I said, he's above average. He's not amazing. He's not elite. He's not can't miss. We've just had such bad tackles for so long that, and again, it's the right side, which is usually your second best tackle. He's in the right spot. He's a good person to have there. Jay says, are you an elite content creator, Drew? I let other people decide that stuff. And by other people, my closest family and friends. Let's see. Anthony says, I think it's going to be weird to say, I think we let Lou walk. I don't think he's played good all this last stretch of games. No, he hasn't. But I think the big thing also is that if you hypothetically make some moves in this offensive line at the guard position, that's why you really can't let him go. John Runyon has not lived up to the contract. He's got to go. Greg Van Roten is also a free agent. Who knows what happened with him? So, we'll see. You don't want to make three moves. You want to at least keep the tackles the same. Has some continuity for Jackson Dart there. Jason, he's solid, a little bit more solid than Runyon. One or both are gone, in my humble opinion. Again, Runyon's the guy who should be gone. Anthony says, Cam Ward just left the game with an apparent shoulder injury. Well, there goes the Titans' chances. Jason, whoa, AC, the guy who keep every single free agent on the worst team on the league. Let's see. And you got second worst team, Jay. Anthony says, damn straight, second worst. Jay says, if Bobby Skinner is Brian Burns and your comp is Timon Fox, Drew, you didn't even spell his name right, Jay. Come on. Let's see. As we got the kickoff here and long kickoff. Cowboys might be getting a touchdown of this. They get dragged down about the 12-yard line. Wow. There's your boy. There's the boy Mingo there too as well. Oof. was John Anderson's boy for a long time. Let's see that kickoff again. Look at that. Oof. Oh, why is Jamie Gillen even do kickoff still instead of Sauls? Steve Williams, can we upgrade? Yes, we should keep for continuity. I think so. Jason, I think Illuminator, we should keep him. Yep. But he wants top dollar now. That's fine. You may want top dollar. I want top dollar. Who doesn't want top dollar? Ball's at the 11-yard line, by the way. I thought it would be 12. So, but it doesn't matter what you want. It matters what somebody's willing to give you. Let's see. And tackle behind the line of scrimmage is blue by Golston here. Ex-Cowboy himself there. As Jay says, I don't think we keep your boy baby T-Rex AC. Not with Slayton here. I think we do. Slayton's got one more year. That's it. And then he's gone. Unless he plays much better all of a sudden. So, all right. So, 2nd and 13. And there's the touchdown right there. Oh, my God. There was no Giant even near him. 14 yards. Just slid on through untouched. That is goddamn pathetic. That's the Giant team we know and love. So, Cowboys up 9-6 now with an extra point incoming here. First quarter's not even over yet. That's why the over. Whenever the Giants play, it's the over. Giants put up points now, and the defense can't stop anything. Chases looked like they let him score so bad. Yeah, it was almost like that kind of thing. We just want the ball back towards the end of a game. All right, here comes the extra point. And it's, as expected, good right up the upright there. So, Giants officially down to the Cowboys. Cowboys up 10-6. Anthony says we can get us Slayton after next year. We can sign Robinson for 4 years. And Drew, if Slayton plays better next year, it just helps us trade him. I mean, we do even have to find out. Keep in mind, it's new TV deals are coming in and stuff like that. You worry about that down the line. You know you can get out of Slayton next year if you need to. That's the key part. You know you have that get out of jail free card with Slayton after next year. So don't worry about that. Sign Wandale. Unless he wants $30 million, something crazy. I can't imagine he's going to, though. Jason's guess they can eat the money for a year with how it's staggered. Yeah. You put a low number on Wandale the first year, and you move on. Keep in mind next year as well. Javon Holland, Paulson Debo, a lot of these guys become available as well to cut and save money as well. So it's not just Slayton. You got options. I'm not worried about that in the long term. Sign him, keep the number low for 1 year. We'll figure it out from there. So let's see here. Jay says it also means we have 3 wide receivers majored assets at them who are injured or not great. Yeah, I get it. He says, I'm never going to give up on it, Drew. His drop pisses me off way too much. I get it, but again, 1 more year at least. Mac, the Giants fan. Good afternoon, everybody. What's up, man? Jason, I think we need a high draft pick at wide receiver. I think we need a high draft pick on defense. Offense is not the problem, guys. Defense is the problem. And, you already sign people and sign people and sign people. It doesn't seem to work. We get a new DC in here, get a hard-hitting person up the middle, whether it's defensive line or linebacker, and just, build this defense up here. Jay says we can go all in with these guys as our top 3. Can't. I think we can. I don't think that's the problem. I really don't. The problem is the depth behind them. When you're pulling off your punt returner who hasn't caught a ball in 5 years, and all of a sudden he's your second best receiver today. As Tracy gets the ball, gets about a 2-yard loss here. Caitlin Carson on the tackle there, young corner. As Eddie says, Jay, no one says we have a top 3. You can sign Tyson, Boston, or Tate and keep Slayton for special team packages. And he says, just hate this. Hyatt's going to break out next season. He's going to break out of the team, probably. Watch. Wouldn't shock me the way the Giants typically go, but I'm pretty sure Jalen Hyatt has played his last game with the Giants. I think they looked at that tape there with the Packers game, was it? When he threw it in the end zone, he stopped the route. Yeah, that's probably the last final straw there for the Giants. Is Jace is $16 million for a guy to do weird plays? No. At worst, $16 million for your third receiver. What he's going to be. He's still not crap, guys. There are many people that would take Darius Slade in a heartbeat on their team. And I get it. The drops kill you, but he gets open. And I get it. The money may be a lot. But again, wide receivers get paid a lot now in the NFL. It just is what it is. Jay says Drew should be an angel investor and buy all Big Dash's Hyatt swag. No way in hell. We're having a bonfire. Anthony says, I'm talking about 4 or 5 man sets. Also means you can swap out receivers and rest others. I'm not saying just weird plays. And Jay says, buy low, sell high. All right, let's see where we're at here as far as the scores here. We got the Colts and the Texans. Colts still up 10-6 on those Texans. Hold on one second. Let me refresh because a minute ago it said the Browns had scored a touchdown. Now it's the scoreless. Okay, here we go. Yep. So Browns have got the ball right now, but now they're only up by 1. Browns 7, Bengals 6, with just over 14 minutes left to go. Second quarter just started here for the Falcons Saints. Still the same score. Falcons up 7-0. Vikings still up 3-0 on the Packers. 13.5 minutes left to go there. Just under 13 minutes to go. And the Jaguars Titans still scored up 7. And of course, ours, the first quarter just ended here. So let's see. Jason's only score to watch is what it is counter. It's the important one. Maybe we'll get those shirts made for you there, Jay. He says, how many snaps can they give a first or second round pick with Sabres, Neighbors, Baby T-Rex arms, $20 million, Darius Slayton's at $16 million? Depends on what you do. I mean, look at the last year we had, I hate to say his name, Golden Tate. Golden Tate didn't get a lot of time on the field. They realized it was a bad pick, and they moved on from it. So they can just go ahead and do it as well. Wouldn't be the first time a team did it. Happens all the time. And again, he's not a scrub. He's just not a top flight receiver, but they didn't pay him as such. They paid him $12 million a year. All right, we got 2nd 11 now for the Giants. Ball's about the 34-yard line. Shotgun formation again for Dart. Quick toss out to Slayton. Thrown behind him. Did not catch it. Can't blame that one on Slayton. That was a bad toss. I know somebody will, but that was a bad throw with that one. Did a couple of bad throws here by Dart here tonight. Again, not having a horrible game, but a couple bad throws. They're talking about the Cowboys and how bad they've been on defense to start the season. So I think it's safe to say that Eberflus will be out of a job probably at the end of this game. You got 3rd and 13. Dart, again, a shotgun formation. Toss out to Slayton, who gets it this time. Got to miss one tackle, and he does. And first down and more. Anthony says, give it a why I hate Slayton. That first, again, he just hit this here. So why do you hate Slayton if he's caught this ball and got a first down by getting out of a tackle and everything? But the first one, that was a bad throw by Dart. I'm sorry. That was thrown behind him. You're expecting him to stop on a dime and turn around and go get it. 1st and 10. Again, ball's about the 49-yard line right now for the Giants. Shotgun formation again for Dart. Tracy's in the backfield. Tracy gets it. And another first down and coming here for the Giants. In about 11 yards there. Anthony says, in my defense, you're like 30 seconds ahead of me. But in your defense, what? That one play, are you really going to blame Slayton for not getting the ball when it was thrown behind him like that? It's a quick slant. And Jay, yes, that was the shot in the butt guy, Corey Ballantyne. Shotgun formation, 1st and 10. Hand the ball off to Tracy. Again, going to get about maybe 2 yards, maybe 3 tops. Depending where they spot it. Jay says, Matt Eberflus gets fired all the time. He's used to it. Happened last year, too. Let's see. 2nd and 7 now for the Giants. They give him 3 yards. Again, shotgun formation with Tracy off to the right-hand side. Got Bellinger at a tight end. Hodges moved down to the bottom of your screen. And they got pressure coming. Quick toss out to Bellinger. He's going to get that first down. Ball at about the 24-yard line. Depending where they spot it, might be the 25. But another first down here for the Giants. Again, this is kind of how I want the game to go. Except that, I don't want to get a touchdown here. I want the Giants to lose and Dart look good. Dart's looking pretty good. He's made a couple of bad tosses here, but overall not bad. And again, keep in mind his offensive line is without Andrew Thomas. So we've seen before, Andrew Thomas comes out of the game and it's a totally different offensive line. As Dart get a screenplay here to Tyrone Tracy, going to get about 15 yards there, a ball down about the 10-yard line now. Jay says, if we find a surgeon in Europe who can surgically put Bellinger's hands onto Theo's bodies, no. What you could do is just admit your mistake and play Bellinger more. The Giants didn't want to do it this year. Jay says we are winning this game. We'll find out. You would have said it last time we played the Cowboys too. Look how it turned out. Shotgun formation. Again, it's going to be a run. Probably Bellinger's in as a fullback. And look at that. It's a run, but this time for Dart. Who's going to take some hits there, but get down about the 3-yard line. I'm okay with that hit there, by the way. Didn't go crazy out of the ordinary. King Chris TV says, wish Bryce Ford Wheaton would have stayed healthy. Really wanted to see him play. I don't know why. He's not that good. Guys got to get past the Bryce Ford Wheaton highlight reel from him in West Virginia. I can show you another highlight reel with all the drops he had. You think Slayton's hands are bad? Bryce Ford Wheaton had worse hands by far. 2nd and 2 here for the Giants. Got Dart under center. Bellinger moving off to the bottom of your screen. They're moving back up to the top here. We got a run for Trace. He's going to get hit in the backfield. They'll lose 3-4 yards there. So 3rd down and coming. As Jace's BFW is good at special teams. That's all. He's just not natural at all, wide receiver. Exactly. He's an athlete. But he's an athlete with bad hands who's too small to play elsewhere. So Anthony says Bellinger's going to go to the Chiefs. Yeah, Wash should be the next Travis Kelce. 3rd and 5 here for the Giants. Again, they can get a first down here. Shesky slight movement there. Dart looked like he was going for Tracy to go for the first down and take the hits. We got a 4th down incoming here. That would go into the category of stupid hits to take for Dart, but he wants that first down. It's not the smart play, but it's not the I'm going to blast him nonstop for it. Look at this. There's just nobody open when you got no corners whatsoever, except Olszewski was barely open. You probably couldn't see him, all the traffic going on with the pass rush and all. They could have maybe tossed it out to Tracy, or Singletary, sorry, but we could have saw how that could also be picked off. So we got 4th and 4. Better call Saul. Another one. Another field goal. So Cowboys still up 10-9. Jason Scat brought the vibes, that's for sure. Yeah. Listen, Tracy got going after he got down too as well. Imagine Scat and Tracy, the way Tracy's been playing. Like this could be a damn good 1-2 running back combo there. He says, yeah, Bellinger going to the Chiefs and dating Taylor Swift and having a podcast time, man. I don't think that's going to happen. Taylor Swift is spoken for now. Let's see here. Game-wise, Colts and Texans, still no movement there as the Colts are up 10-6. Just 9.5 minutes left to go in the half. Browns up now 13-6 with 10.5 minutes left to go in the half there. Got, again, 10.5 minutes left to go with the Falcons up 7-0 on the Saints. Just under 10 minutes left to go in the half there for the Vikings, up 3 over the Packers. You got tie game still with 10-16 left in the half for the Jaguars, Titans, 7 up, all there. So, like I said, it's not a lot of movement here the last couple minutes here. Let's see here. It says, Andy says, Drew, you guys should make the Better Call Saul shirts now before someone else does. Might be a trademark thing, but Saul's is his name, so we'd be fine. And Jay says, Alibaba, yeah, boy. You jinx it in, Jay says. Oh my God. Yeah. No, I mean, we can make that easily. But again, the trademark issue is where it becomes but easy enough. All right, so let's see. Get this game back up and running here. Funny for us, like I feel like for a game that actually got some decent scoring to it, I feel like it's been a very slow moving game. Maybe just quite frankly, none of us are that much interested in the game right now at this point. We just want to see the Giants lose and move on with the season. I mean, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's where we're all at. As Jason, that's okay. Drew's used to unlicensed merchandise. I don't use unlicensed merchandise here. I don't know why you think that. I mean, NFL. I got to pop it on backwards for you. I know how much you love the backwards hat look there, Jay. NFL logo right there. Doesn't say NCL or something crazy like that or NFL. I just don't like the way this hat looks backwards, so I don't wear it backwards. Looks like wearing like a winter cap because you can't even see the back of it at all coming through. All right, here we go. 9:45 left in the half. Kickoff is up. He said, I don't know if that logo is off center. It is perfectly centered. You can see now with the seam. Stop. Turn this thing around again. There we go. Anthony's now slightly off. Listen, in all fairness, considering the crap the Giants have given us, we probably should buy Alibaba stuff. Jesus, wear the white hat backwards because look like you shaved your head. Yeah, probably not as far along. We haven't shaved my head again, but I used to do for years. Let's see, Dak, run right up the middle there. Hand it off to Phil Maffa, another rookie running backs. They got 2 on the roster. So 2nd and 9. I'll tell you this, though, as a rookie running back, you got to question if you can't get more than 1 yard against the Giants defense, right? All right. Jason, shave your head and put in your piercings. I'll tell you what. I'll make a deal with you. No dancing this time. We get to we got a big first down here, by the way. Right now with the Cowboys. We got Flournoy getting Ryan Flournoy getting the catch out of the slot against Drew Phillips. Nice quick wide receiver play there with a nice block too as well. But yeah, I'll make a deal with you. If we get to $100 in super chats during the game, I will go ahead and put my septum ring in for the post-game coverage. I'll make that deal with you. So, septum ring is the bull ring. Let's see. We got another run here. So, blue this time here for about 8 yards. And listen, we got 140 people watching right now, too. So, that's less than $1 a person. You all chip in, just saying. Look at that. Phillips on the ground again. Bad plays back-to-back for Phillips. Jesus, you look like one of those rogue meth cooks from Breaking Bad. No, actually, it fits me. The septum ring fits me. 2nd and 3 now. He says, I'm not paying $100 to your rectum piercing, dude. No, septum, SEPTUM. It's the bull ring, not the rectum. Let's see here. As showing back to the touchdown here. They give Blue his touchdown. It's his first career touchdown before. Yeah, this last week, we had to see the dance. I said no dancing. But he's the one who said he wanted to see it. So it's 3rd and 2 here for the Cowboys. And of course, running back is tripped up by the line, still gets the first down anyway because the Giants have no ability whatsoever to do anything. That's Hunter Lupke. And just sad. Look at that. Like, that should have been a tackle. That's Carter, by the way, too. That should have been a tackle. Talked about it before. Carter's not the best at wrapping up and tackling like that, but that should have been a nice, massive play for the Giants. Said it's a first down for the Cowboys, but I'll take it because I want the Cowboys to score, extend their lead. Dak Prescott, another quick toss, but not caught this time. Got 2nd and 10 coming. Anthony says, Jay says, the last dance, but not like Jordan did it. Last Dance it was a fun thing to watch, actually. Just someone who grew up in that era. It's nice to watch the replay of all that. I hated Jordan at the time, but it's fun to reminisce on him now. I just felt bad for anybody else not winning rings. I was a Barkley fan growing up. All right, we got 2nd and 10. Got a quick toss to Blue there. Gonna get, well, I should say, wasn't going to first down because he got stopped, but yeah, nope. Got the first down anyway. This is the Giants. Can't tackle worth shit. Let's see. Like Golston couldn't get off the block. Belton couldn't get off the block. Giants team just does not know how to get off blocks and make plays. Sad. Ball's now about the 29-yard line. Shotgun formation for Dak Prescott. Is going to toss it deep. And that's a catch there. That's Span Ford, one of the backup tight ends. A nice, simple route. Went, nobody was there, found the gap in coverage. They were in zone, and gets the ball down about the 11-yard line. Nice hold there on Roy Robertson Harris, you see in the replay. Of course, not going to get called, even though it's quite obvious. All right, again, ball about the 11-yard line. Dak Prescott's under center. I got to imagine this is going to be a run here. Why not? Blue's been very good against this crappy Giants defense. And there he goes. Going to get about a yard, and that's it, though. Giants defense actually does their job for once. Crazy. So 2nd and 9. I don't like how close this match has been. Brian Burns, by the way, hobbling off on that play. You saw him fall down on that play. Might as well put him on the IR too. No reason to play him. 10-yard line. 2nd and 9. Dak Prescott handing the ball off again. Going to get down to about the 7-yard line. So only about 3 yards here. So you got about a 3rd and 6 coming here. Jason's watch. Burns got a torn ACL trying to win this dumbass game. Yep. That'd be the Giants' luck. Again, he's got 16 and a half sacks. Amazing season. There's just no need to keep playing him. No need. 3rd and 6. Here we go. Shotgun formation for Dak Prescott. And he is going to throw it. Toss it out for a screen. And it's going to be short of the first down. About the 3-yard line, maybe the 4. Jason, this is crazy that Drew streams 10 seconds ahead of me. He's usually on those illegal streams that are late. I'm on I'm on Sunday Ticket. That's what I'm on. I'm on the Sunday NFL Ticket on YouTube. I do it that way on purpose, so that way it's something anybody can line up with. You're on YouTube and you got the Sunday Ticket, it's on there. 4th and 2. Actually, you guys can't even watch it that way if you're local. I guess you can, Jay, but locals can't watch it that way. They'll black it out because it's the local game. Dak is under center, making some motions there. It looks like they were trying to get it off sides. They're going to go ahead and take that kick after all. That'll put them up 13-9. 4-point lead. Sounds weird, but that one touchdown they got is why. Giants just 3 field goals. So the offense is staying on there after the timeout there. Jay says, if the game is local, it's blacked out on YouTube TV. I just said that, Jay. I know your game is 10 seconds off, but I'm not. You heard me say it. Don't mansplain me. All right, 4th and 2. Oh, I guess you did have it on. He said he had it local there in California, which I don't know why. Hope be Drew Jetson. Yes, I work for Spacely Sprockets. 4th and 2. Here we go. Dak Prescott just going back. It's a lot of pressure. Giants did it. Flag on the play, though. See. Is Rico Payton involved in that breakup? Rico. Suave. Let's see. See what the flag is. It's a hold on the offense. Obviously declining because it's a loss of downs here. Kind of wonder if that's what it'd be, considering how long they had time there for Dak Prescott to play there. Look at that. Rico Payton was the guy on George Pickens. Good coverage overall. All right. So just under 3 minutes left to go. Giants obviously will have a long way to go if they're going to score any points in this. But listen, let's be honest. The Cowboys defense has not exactly been playing great. That's for sure. Let's see where we're at here. Looks like no changes in the scores whatsoever. Damn. Talk about low scoring games. Jason, speaking of that, over under $35 million for Pickens. Yeah, I wouldn't pay him that. George Pickens still has the headache issues. He's a headache personally, so I wouldn't go near him. Anthony says, Jay, I don't know why you don't want to keep one of the best slot receivers in the league, especially knowing you can ditch Slayton after next year. And he says, might as well sign Pickens. No Pickens. I don't want nothing to do with Pickens. I want nothing at all to do with Pickens, guys. Not my cup of tea. But again, Slayton, and it is what it is. Going to be one more year with him. You sign Wandale, you make the first year low, you move on from Slayton if he doesn't play better next year. That's all there is to it. As Jay says, he's one of the best slot receivers because we have to spam him passes without neighbors. No, that's Theo Johnson. Theo Johnson's the one that getting spammed here. Let me look it up. Most targets in NFL 2025. We're gonna do it. We're gonna see. Good for stat views. So actually, what it gave me is the last 3 weeks, and Wandale Robinson is number 8 in the last 3 weeks. If you go by receiving yards, see where he goes. Wandale Robinson, number 17. So yeah, not great. Not great. Let's see where he's at reception wise, though. He's number 8. So again, he's getting receptions. It's just he's not your bomb guy. Like that's just not what it is. He's not the guy who's gonna be the bomb player. That's what you're expecting. He's also going to cost you a whole lot more than what it's going to cost to keep Wandale Robinson. That's for damn sure. As Steve Lucis, Theo was out last week. Also, Theo and Dart are good friends. No, what I'm saying in general, he's had a ridiculous amount of, absolute ridiculous amount of targets. Theo Johnson has. All right, flag on the play. It's Dallas. Neutral zone infraction. Let's see here. I'm going to do this. I'm going to see most targets in the NFL for a tight end in 2025. I don't want stat muse, so let's see if it does it. Here we go. Theo Johnson is number. Oh, here we go. He's got missing a run here by Singletary getting that first down on 1st and 5. Theo Johnson is listed at number 14. So he's got 74 targets. Let's see where he's at now, reception wise. Let's see. As Dart now runs it with a keeper. Slides. There we go. Slides. Theo Johnson's number 22 in catches. So 14. We're getting 117 targets, by the way. This is off of Stat Muse saying much less. Let me see. I'm going to look up Theo Johnson stats. Oh, yeah. Anthony says, wait, that's, yeah. So, yeah, he's, as I say, that's not correct. 74 targets, 45 catches. That's where he's at. So, that's a little insane. So, 22 in catches. And 13th in targets. Again, he can't catch the ball. He gets open all the time. That's why I don't want to get rid of him. I want to see if we can develop him, but you can't keep starting him until you know what you got. Right, I mean, you get Michael Mayer. You got one more year on him on the rookie deal, and you make your decision at the end of next year. I'm just not going to give a lot up for a guy who's one more year in a rookie deal kind of player. We'll see what happens. Derek says, it's so cold at the game, freezing our asses off. Well, I guess thanks for supporting the team, even though they suck. Like I said, it's bad. It's bad. Theo Johnson's season's just brutal. So the nice thing is, Derek, if you're staying at the game, you can let us know what's going to happen before it happens for us. You also can be in the future. Because obviously the game, you find out a whole lot quicker. Kind of like how you get that with the social media now ruining the draft, because they'll tell you who the pick is before they come up on TV. Anthony says, I almost went today. Second deck tickets and parking altogether was $110. Yeah, that's not bad. But again, there's a reason why it's not bad. There's a reason. Remember last year it was like $10 tickets. As Jay says, damn, it's cheaper than Rob's Golden Corral. Let's see if we do any more score changes, by the way, for you guys. Texans now up on the Colts. Just under 5 minutes left to go in the half, up 20-10. That's a nice big change there. Falcons 10-0 right now with the Saints. Saints got to get their gear together if the Bucs are going to go to the playoffs, that's for sure. Vikings have doubled their lead. They're up now 6-0 on the Vikings. And Jaguars are now definitely pulling way ahead on the Titans, as they're up 21-7 against the Titans there. So Derek is still happy to be at the game today. Go Big Blue. Damn straight, man. Like I said, enjoy the game. I've been to games before like that. I don't care. Just nice to go. I went last year, the Falcons game. It was still fun. Steven says 60.8 catch percentage for Theo. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. We're gonna do our season reviews here shortly. So we'll start going through some of that stuff with you guys there, and probably do the good amount of the offense there for you on probably Wednesday. If I had to guess, we'll see. But that'll definitely be something that we'll be talking about, because Theo Johnson's just, yeah. Jay says you're still at the game and still talking to us online, Derek. Let's see, shotgun formation. He's multitasking, Jay. He's multitasking. As Dart drills it over to Bellinger. Oh, it's Oshevsky. I saw the 8 was a little bigger. There's definitely a little height difference between those two. Gunnar Oshevsky again. Like I said, Gunnar Oshevsky. As Jay says, Theo can block and get open because so many good qualities, but can't catch. Yeah, it's a big problem to have. That's why I'm saying I don't want to get rid of him. I don't want to give up on him. I don't want to depend on him. As Dart, under a lot of pressure on 1st and 10, got a flag on the play, gets sacked. But you got to imagine that long of him in the pocket, that flag is going to be probably a holding call. Let's see. They haven't announced it yet. They're showing Kafka said personal foul against the Giants. Where's the personal foul? see. Let's see. Here we go. This is the replay. Here we go. Personal foul, tripping, offense. Number 71. They didn't decline it, so they're going to take away the sack. That's kind of shocking this late in the game, in a meaningless game. But is what it is. So here we go. 1st and 25 for the Giants. Shotgun formation here. Oshevsky in motion, going to the bottom of your screen. Tracy takes the ball at the middle. He's about 3-4 yards there. So got 2nd and 21. Shay's got the is what it is counter to 8, or does that make it 9 since I said it is what it is again? I mean, does it count as it is what it is counter if I say it is what it is while talking about the counter? Since it is called the is what it is counter. We're waiting Jason to be the ref on this one. All right, here we are. Let's talk about the NFC South scenarios there. Again, Falcons and Saints games could be very important for that. As Saints have scored a touchdown, so it is Falcons 10, Saints 7. All right, here we go. Bellinger in motion for the Giants. Shotgun formation for Dart with Tracy behind him. 2nd and 21. Going to be a shot to Tracy in the backfield here. He's going to get a few yards. Going to be like 3rd and 15 probably incoming. As Derek says, enjoy watching the game in your warm house. Get at you guys after the game. We got a flag on the play here. Let's see what the call is. Let's see. It's going to be on the Cowboys. There we go. Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness. Let's see what they do there. I guess because, I don't know. Listen, I'm a Giants fan, obviously. I don't know if I call that, though. Get a little too quick to call that stuff. Especially, I love when they show it in slow motion. Like, that's not how it looks in regular motion, I'm sure. Oh, well, it is what it is. 1st and 10 for the Giants. Shotgun again for Dart. Got Bellinger moving to the top of your screen there. That's where it looks like he's. Oh, no, he's going to Gunnar Oshevsky instead. Going to be 8 yards there. Jay says 9 now. So I guess the other ones didn't count then, Jay. All right, we got 2nd and 2 here for the Giants. He's got Better Call Sauls there warming up in the sidelines. And Dart back to pass. Wide open, Gunnar Oshevsky. Going to get down to about the 23-yard line there. Like I said, the fact they haven't played Gunnar Oshevsky more with Dart. Oshevsky's got to get brought back next year. Something about him and Dart. Yeah, Jay, you just totally missed me saying it like 20 times, apparently. Swinging out to Tracy there on 1st down. Going to get about a yard. And there's the replay here with Gunnar Oshevsky. Could use some hands to get a little open there. Just need that little bit of gap. And again, hit and stride. That's the big thing with Dart that I love seeing. Hit him in stride. Allow him to keep running. So 2nd and 9 here for the Giants. Oshevsky again in motion. Going to the top of the screen there. Got a flag on the play. And false start on the Giants. Now, if only we could put Gunnar Olszewski's hands onto Theo Johnson. It looked weird because it'd be so tiny, probably, but that's on Austin Schlottman, the center. So 2nd and 14 here for the Giants. Ball's about the 33-yard line. Olszewski again in motion. Going towards the top of the screen here. Dart and sync with the empty backfield and shotgun. And he's moving off to the left-hand side, and he's going to run it out of bounds instead of throwing it away for some reason to lose 2 yards. 3rd and 16. I'm not sure what he was doing there. This seems a little crazy. Jay says, if there were a goofball timeout, it'd be blocked permanently. Oh, stop. You'd be fine. We don't block that many people, just the morons. So 3rd and 16. Shotgun formation again for Jackson Dart. And Dart's in trouble fast, but he flicks it out to look at that. Bellinger. He's going to get the first down of this play. He's going to get a touchdown of this play? Are you freaking kidding me? Wow. Guys, you can't even describe what just happened to this play here. So I'm hoping you're watching as well. Like Jackson Dart literally almost gets taken down, flips the ball to Bellinger right by the line of scrimmage. And everybody who thought that it was going to be sacked or there's no defender near him just runs it in. Touchdown. Should I do it? Do I got to do it? I don't know what the rule is in this, but we're going to do it.
The New York Giants.
I feel like we have to do it out of obligation. We may not want the Giants to win here, but there's an obligatory move there. That was an amazing play. So Giants with the extra point here now. And it's good. Better call Sauls again. Again, this is why Bellinger should be there. Look at this. Look at the replay now. Flips it. And look at that. Block. Last minute block two by Darius Slayton to help seal the tight end. Oh, yes. Giving a little props to Darius Slayton. Jay says, Dart's a playmaker, not a pack of passer. Let Dart cook. Damn straight. Damn straight. And that's what I've been saying forever. I don't want to take the stupid hits. Like, don't design runs for him like that where you're going to get him hit like crazy because you know he's going to take hits otherwise. But, yeah, let him cook. Let him be him. Just don't put him in unnecessary risky areas. That's the problem. So, as Jay says, AC getting ready to offer Bellinger $10 million per season. And like I said, I really hope this isn't Bellinger's last ride here with the Giants. I want to keep him long term. I would love it if the Giants still trade for Michael Mayer from the Raiders. Obviously, keep Theo Johnson, trade for re-sign Bellinger, and go with those three. And make Theo Johnson earn time on the field, but actually learn to catch the goddamn ball. Insanity how many drops that kid has. But he always is open. You can't teach that. And Jason, yeah, well, it has to work both ways, Drew. Yes, I know. It does. That's why I don't think he's coming back. The Giants have not done right by him. The Giants have kept him so far down the depth chart. It's ridiculous. I do think that Bellinger will leave us. That is probably Bellinger's last hurrah and last touchdown as a Giant. You know, but I'll have fond memories. I'm always root for him. For some reason, the Giants just don't seem to want to keep him. I don't know if there's something on the backfield we don't know about, but it just seems like something's going on in the background. You know, he has a really good rookie year, then you go trade for Darren Waller. Okay. Then get rid of Darren Waller. We put Bellinger back as number one. No, you trade for Theo Johnson. I don't get it. You know. Chase says, I don't know if I want to come back, and I'm just a deadbeat middle-aged fan. Yeah, like I said, none of these guys want to come back, probably. But sometimes it's the devil you know. Here's another show another angle of this play here. Let's see here. Look at that. And Bellinger was sitting there waiting to go. And what a horrible block there. Oops, I guess got a Charlie horse there. Big time Charlie horse. Oh. Got to stand up for that one for a second there, guys. Dehydrated. I drank too much beer, apparently. Just trying to take my socks off here in the room with the with my other foot. And big time Charlie horse there. Whew. It happens you do live. But I say that, and then I kick my freaking cord out. All right, so Cowboys are kneeling, going back to the end zone, back to the locker room, down 6 at halftime there. Jay says, "Hey, Florida man, before it gets fired, are we interested?" Of course, we're interested. Doesn't mean we want him, but interested. He would definitely probably go. I don't know where I put him 100%. To be honest with you, if you push comes to shove, he's probably in the top 5. But he's not. I wouldn't want him over. Wouldn't want him over Tomlin or Harbaugh. Obviously, I still think Flores is a better option, but again, we're not going to get him. So those first 3 are probably Fugazi pipe dream kind of stuff. Here's the question: would you take LaFleur over McCarthy? I don't know if I would. I really don't know if I would. McCarthy, I know a lot of people don't like him a lot. He's won 2 places, got a ring. All things you can't say about LaFleur, and he's improved quarterbacks wherever he's went. So I probably would go with McCarthy over LaFleur, and I'll probably get shit for it, to be honest with you. I'm probably higher on McCarthy than most people, but I would take LaFleur. I wouldn't be pissed. So, all right, guys, we're at halftime now. So let me give you guys the rundown on all the scores going on. So let's see. Let me update this real quick to make sure we got everything right. All right, so you got the Texans, minute and a half left. They are up on the Colts 20-10. You got at halftime, the Browns are up 14-12 on the Bengals. Just less than a minute left to go on the half for the Falcons and the Saints. The Falcons are up 10-7. Halftime, you got the Vikings up 13-0. Halftime, you got the Jaguars just absolutely goddamn destroying the Titans 31-7 at halftime. Can you imagine a 62-14 final score? That's insane. And then, like I said, obviously our game, we got 16-10 for you guys. So let's go over the box score here for the Giants and the Cowboys here. So we'll start off with the side for the Cowboys, where they're at. Dak Prescott is 7 of 11 for 70 yards. Jaden Blue is probably their best player they've had all game. But again, Giants can't stop the run. We're crap ever. 11 carries, 76 yards, 6.9 yards per carry average, and a touchdown. Includes a 27-yard run he had as well. Hunter Lepke, 2 carries, 12 yards. 1 for 7 for Turpin, 1 for 1 for Maffa, and 2 for -1 for Dak Prescott. You got Brevin Spann-Ford, 2 catches, 30 yards. You got Luke Schoonmaker, 1 for 12. Ryan Flournoy, 1 for 11. George Pickens, 1 for 9. Hunter Lupke, 1 for 4. And CeeDee Lamb, 1 for 4. And then Jake Ferguson had a target, but not a catch. So not really doing much there for the passing for the Cowboys, which I'm a little shocked by. You kind of expect against the Giants defense to get some passing yards on there. I just realized one of my lights also still out from when I pulled my plug here. So let's see on the defense side here for the Cowboys. They got Logan Wilson, 3 tackles, 1 assist. Donovan Wilson, 3 tackles, 1 assist. Shamar James, 3 and 2. Kalen Carson, 3. Davian Clowney got 3. He's also got a sack on the game as well. We've got the lone sack there for the Cowboys. On the Giants side, Jackson Dart, 13 of 20, 154 yards and a touchdown. So again, great first half by Dart. Loving that we're seeing him doing well. Again, I want the Cowboys to win this, but I want Jackson Dart to still look good in the process as well. You got Tyrone Tracy, 7 carries, 28 yards. You got Jackson Dart, 4 carries, 27 yards. And Devin Singletary, 4 for 12. Receiving side, Gunnar Olszewski, like I said, where the hell why is he not in more often? 4 catches, 70 yards here for that half. That's insanity. For a half a yard from a guy who basically didn't even get a goddamn catch here for how long, years before the Giants put him in this year as a wide receiver. Bellinger, 2 catches, 38 yards, and that long touchdown, obviously, that crazy trick play that, again, you just got to watch. If you didn't see it, you got to go back and watch it. Darius Slayton, 3 for 28. Tyrone Tracy, 4 for 18. On the defensive side of the ball, Dean Belton is leading in tackles there in the game, 5 tackles, 2 assists. 3 tackles, 2 assists for Bobby Okereke. Also got the fumble recovery there from the fumbled snap there after Dak Prescott tripped over his center there. You got 2 tackles with no assist for Raheem Lane, and then a whole bunch of guys with one with one tackle there. So the big news as well, again, Ben Sauls, we talked about him a couple times here. 3 for 3 for field goals, 1 for 1 extra point as well. Again, Giants, if they haven't been a kicker, they've at least brought a guy that's worth bringing back next year for training camp to see what he can do against somebody else. Have an actual open kicking competition. But the way he's kicking, I'm cool with Saul. I'm perfectly fine. It's been a while since I've said I'm okay with the kicker, but this guy's looking good so far. So unless there's something we don't know about him, he's not good in practice or something, I'm good with him overall. Before we get back to the second half, there is one other thing we do got to talk about here a little bit. Because I don't want to talk about it too much in the post game. I want to stick to post game, talk about post game, and talk about future in a positive way. There was a lot of articles about John Mara today. Again, it's a situation where it's the last game of the season. It could be part of why they're doing this here, but there's a couple articles out about John Mara and talking about how he generally cares about the team and talking, positive about the guy. And you're hearing a lot of rumors that things may not be going so well with the treatments for him there. So listen, all our best to John Mara, the Mara family. Again, we all talk trash about John Mara at times. Let's be very frank about it, because that's what we do as fans of a team. We get pissed when the team's not doing good. We get really overly excited when the team's doing very well. But we haven't seen much of that lately. But in the end, we got to hope for the best for him health-wise. Cancer sucks. They say it for a reason. So we'll see what happens. Again, I don't think many people really have seen him. And I know even talking to people that are around the building, members of the media that are allowed at the building and such, and they've said they've seen him around, but nobody's really got a chance to talk to him. But listen, we're wishing him the best overall. I mean, it's, again, taking apart the fandoms and the upsetness and what's going on with this team overall. Got to hope for the best for him and his family health wise and everything going forward there. So, just checking to see if any of the scores changed here before halftime. Let's see. It looks like. Let's see. Jay says, I like Mara as a person, but there are valid criticism of the owner. Yeah, that's valid. That's 100% a very valid way of looking at it. And you can separate the two like that. Because, again, he does care about this team. Like, let's be very frank. There are a lot of people that could not give 2 shits about the team that they own. It's just the business in their portfolio. That's not Mara. Mara bleeds blue. He may not make all the right decisions, but that man cares about the team. So, could be a whole lot worse. That's for damn sure. Let's see what we got. I'm looking to see if we got anything else here. Yeah, nothing too much there, except I think Titans, I think, sorry, the Texans, they're now 20-17 against the Colts with 30 seconds left. Remember, right, went to halftime, there was 20-10 for the Texans there. So I do think that was a slight change there. Otherwise, not too much change. And again, the big one we're watching here, besides our game, is the Falcons and Saints too, because that literally is going to determine who wins the NFC South, which is just insane. So basically, if the Saints win, it's a two-way tie for the Panthers and the Bucks. And if that happens, the Bucks hold the tiebreaker. But if the Falcons win, it becomes a three-team tiebreaker between the Falcons, the Bucks, and the Panthers. And in that scenario, the Panthers have the tiebreaker. Makes absolutely no goddamn sense to me whatsoever. If tiebreaker should be the same whether there's two or three teams. That's just a weird thing. But let's be honest, none of those three teams deserve to be in the NFC playoffs or any playoffs whatsoever. I don't even know who would get in otherwise, but there's got to be a team that probably deserves to get in more than them. But it is what it is. Every year there's somebody who gets in the playoffs that probably shouldn't get in. And a lot of times, to be very frank, it's out of the NFC South. So, as Jay likes me to say, it is what it is. But you're going to have literally three teams probably at 8 and 9 the way things are going right now. And one of those three, in that case the Panthers, would get into the postseason with a below 500 record. Meanwhile, there's three teams in the NFC West. There is two teams in the NFC North and one in the East, and that's it, that are over 500. But the scary thing is, in that scenario, you'd have the Cowboys, you'd have the Vikings, and you have the Lions all actually better. So, as JG gives it, I got to do it. Or at halftime, you wanted 20 from me. Again, you missed, I said, 15 times, but you weren't counting it. It is what it is, Jay. But again, it's going to be interesting scenario to see with that. And the serious thing is, again, they win the division, they get a home game and everything. I think the way it should go with the playoffs is, if you win the division, you get a chance to go in the postseason. That you should still do. I think that's a valid thing to do. But I do think that what you should also do is you shouldn't be guaranteed a home game. You shouldn't be guaranteed a top 4 seed. It should go based on record overall. It's just a guarantee if you win your division, you get in the postseason. That's more fair, I think, in my eyes. So the Bucks, the Panthers, whoever wins because of the way this Falcons Saints game ends, they should get the very last seed in the playoffs. That to me is what's fair. So, but what do I know? I'm just some schmuck on a freaking YouTube thing here. So, also give you guys a heads up here as we're waiting for the game to get back to it here. Again, if you're on YouTube and you want to go ahead and post any comments, you do have to subscribe. That's done specifically on the play-by-play games only, because unfortunately we got a lot of spammers giving weird links out there. With that as well, after we're done with the game here, we will be doing post-game coverage with myself and the co-host Rob, or as Jay calls him, Roberto, as we'll be doing our last post-game of the season as well. Those of you on YouTube, you will get a spot saying, hey, go over to this link next. I have it set up to do that. Any other platform that you're on, because to be honest, X is the one that most people are on. We got 138 people watching us on X right now. If you're on that, just go back to the homepage and it'll pop up in a minute. Or better, go to YouTube. Like I always tell people, if you care about a content creator, watch their stuff on YouTube. YouTube's actually the platform that pays. Everybody else just wants our content for free, basically. So let's see here. Jay says, wow, but winning division is kind of the old school way of how teams are judged. Again, crappy division. It happens all the time. Keep them in the playoffs, but don't give them a top spot like that. Jay says, what do you think of a bottom 5 draft lottery? I think it should be a draft lottery in general. Just the way the NBA does it. It's fun. It's interesting. It's another televised event for the NFL to make money on. I don't understand why they haven't done it a long time ago. Because then you got people like us that won't care if we win. We will go, okay, well, we won, but, so to see what happens there. Anthony says, what's the over-under to Roberto being late today, Jay? And Jay says, every team goal is to win the division, not badass second place. Dude, Jay says, yeah, Pop means Kettle Lacy had he criticized somebody late. So the over-under on Roberto being late, listen, he's going to be late. It's Rob. It is what it is. He'll blame me somehow, even though you guys see I'm here, but he'll blame me somehow. But yeah, like I said, it's gonna be weird doing a last post game with y'all. I can't believe the season's like already over. It doesn't feel like it is. It really doesn't. But let's see. Dak Prescott got his jacket on. He's gonna be looks like he's gonna be done. We talked about it at halftime that they might start playing backups. Looks like that might be what they're doing. We're gonna find out. So let's see. Flag on the play. The kickoff return. As halftime is over. Ready to get another beer going. As Anthony says, excited to see Joe Milton. Kid has an arm. I don't know about that. 10-yard penalty on that kickoff return, by the way. So, but yeah, Joe Milton beat up the Bills backups last year. But got all excited. Let's see. Here he comes in. You're going to find out real quick why he failed at Michigan and failed at Tennessee, probably, but we'll see. It's the Giants defense. You never know. 1st and 10. Ball's about the 12-yard line. And Jaden Blue gets the call, but gets about 2-yard loss there. You got Lane with the tackle. And as Jay says, he has a crazy arm. And this points out the drummer from Def Leppard has an arm. Yes, he does. He does have one. And he says, I'm not saying he's good, just as a cannon. They said he's just not good in my eyes. We'll see. Been wrong before. And again, he's playing the Giants, so if anybody's defense going to make a quarterback look good, it's the Giants. 2nd and 12. Fakes the handoff. Oh, he did get the handoff. He's standing like he did. And Giants sniffed it out, and another multiple yards of loss here. Let's see. It's 3rd and 16 coming. I don't know why you put Joe Milton in if you're not going to let him throw. This doesn't make much sense there. See, Dak Prescott all smiles, even though his team is losing. I'm not sure why, but 3rd and 16, shotgun formation for Milton. Of course, he's going to have to throw. And the Giants not going to get the safety. Milton's going to get some yards here, though. He's running for a dart style. Going to be about 3 yards short. About 13 on there. Oh, my gosh. Now we're going to – if we end up winning this game, I'm going to be so pissed. Horrible. Giants just they always win when they shouldn't. Even if the Giants to have the number 1 overall pick and then win the 2 last games. I'm going to see if I can pull Tankathon for you guys real quick as they're about to punt it away. So if the Giants end up, we'll be down to pick 7, assuming nobody else wins that's behind us. Pick 7 would not be good. I mean, still get a good player, don't get me wrong, but you're not trading down from 7, that's for sure. Gunnar Olszewski with the return here. See, get the ball down to about the 39-yard line. Jesus, Gunnar returning punts. Wandale doesn't do that. Will you stop trying to get rid of Wandale? Got a 1,000-yard rusher, and a 1,000-yard receiver, and we don't need him. I guess the Giants at least, will get a chance to end the season on a high note. Back-to-back wins. Trying to look at this positive. 2nd win for Mike Kafka as a head coach. I don't know. Insanity. Jay says Wandale will be champion someday of hide and go seek. Don't forget Limbo. He's very good at Limbo, I'm sure. He's definitely not the guy that grabs for the check when you're going out with the group at table dinner. I'm just gonna be pissed if we win this game. I really am. Dorothy says the guy Giants winning means the kid in Oregon is developing declaring for the draft. Um, I mean, he's the kid from Oregon is going to probably go to the draft anyways. He's going to be a top 3 pick, top 4 pick probably. He's the second best quarterback in the draft, so I don't see why he wouldn't come out. I don't think players sometimes realize that sometimes they are better waiting, especially with college now. They make more money. Look at a guy like what's his name, Quinn Ewers left Texas, and he could have gone somewhere else, been a quarterback in a school, obviously for a year, made a lot of money. Instead, he goes to the Dolphins, gets paid a couple $100,000 a month now, a couple $100,000 a year. I mean, it's a weird world we live in now with these teams and the way they're playing college players now. Let's see where we're at here. Look at the Texans got another field goal before halftime, so they're now up 23-17 over the Colts. Let's see. Try to see what we got the scores here. Still 13-0 Vikings over the Packers. Nope, no new scores here. So we do have a couple at halftime. Still, we got 2 out of the 6 games at halftime. So let's see here as they show the Giants what their leaders are. And I don't know if there are any good quarterbacks in this draft. Mendoza needs to go to the perfect system for him, which is heavy action with a open first read. Again, if they're a smart team, they develop the quarterback around what he can do well. But it's the Raiders going to get him probably, so probably not. I kind of wonder, as a young quarterback, would you be excited to go play for Tom Brady? Tom Brady's probably going to take him under his wing and all that kind of fun stuff. All right, Jackson Dart. Running it now. Taking the slide. Flag on the play. And I think it's going to be hit to the helmet there, too. See. Yep. So that's the beauty of it. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, blow to the head, 15-yard penalty. I'm kind of liking that this is going on because that part of it specifically, because now Dart can realize that sometimes you get more yards too by sliding. You know, they're not giving up sometimes. Sometimes you're getting penalties here. So Giants now down to the 42.5-yard line. 1st and 10. Got Manhurts along with Bellinger in double fullback set. You know he's going to be a run. Tracy going for it. Getting 10. Getting 15. Cannot wait to see him as a combo with Scat next year. So, as we got G Nation there. What's up, man? Let's see here. We got 1st and 10. And Tracy's getting like some decent numbers in the year now, I feel like, too. He's had enough good games now. See where he's at. Got fake the handoff. Dart slings it out. Flag on the play here to Tracy. Tracy's getting along. Gonna get about 7 yards. And I got to think that that's going to be a flag and a hold, but we'll find out. But, yeah, going into this game, see where Tracy ended up in total yards. 869 yards. So if he has a good game here, he can hit 1,000 total yards again. So, but yeah, the flag is legal shift on the offense now. Definitely one thing that we've had tons of issues with that. You know, it's like legal shifts and issues you're trying to get set in line. That's the most basic stuff there. Let's see. 1st and 15 is Jason's less Russ Cook. That's one way not to win this game, but he's a third quarterback. He got 2 injured to get him in. Again, shotgun for Dart. Moving Bellinger out to the outside. And he's clearly looking for Oshevsky again. Oshevsky get the first down. Woo. And his Giants offense just still cooking against his Dallas defense. And Oshevsky's just been a freaking beast. And they're just taking advantage of a simple zone. They're freeing up the zone, getting the ball out to the guy before the person is supposed to hit that zone gets there. Just simple Madden stuff. And that's what football really is about, guys. Don't have to overcomplicate things. You got a couple yards there, looks like, for Tracy. Getting about 4 yards. Jay says, nice Delaware. You can write off all the super chats for this tax scam. Not moving to Delaware, getting a P.O. box in Delaware or anything. It's okay. I'm in Florida. We don't have any state income tax. We're good. Oh, I didn't see Anthony said they're moving to Cali way too expensive. We're most likely moving back to Delaware beaches, just waiting for things to work out. Yay, Delaware. I always think of Delaware with that Wayne's World thing. Isaiah Hodgins on the last play there. See the showing the replay right now. Trying to get it to him, what would have been a touchdown there. So a little bit off, and to be honest, kind of shocked that Hodgins didn't even have his arm out, it looks like, from that last angle. Was trying to go for it. 3rd and 6. Here we go. Shotgun formation for Dart. Slinging it right in the middle of the field, and Tyrone Tracy wide open for a touchdown. Pick number 7 coming our way, guys. Pick number 7 coming our way. Ay.
The New York Giants.
I have to do it at obligation, guys. I'm not even excited about it, but I have to do it. Here's a flag in the play. We got a lot of fighting going on here. At least I beat the Cowboys once. When's the last time I beat the Cowboys? It's been like 7 years. Got a lot of action going on here. Got helmets coming off. Flags left and right. And there's a single flag left to be thrown at this point. Sheesh. And Dart's right in the middle of it. Got Greg Van Roden there with his helmet off. Craziness. You got Marcus Bowe there shaking his head and going all crazy. And they're saying was a punch thrown. Look at the face in that that Shea Tierney. Oh my gosh. At least we're scoring points, I guess. I don't know. Here we go. Sabro, more excited to see the fight afterwards. And perfect play by Dart. Perfect play by Dart. I'm trying to watch Greg Van Roden too, because he's the guy you saw with the helmet off. And Marcus Bowe is the one who gave the hit up. And there we go. There's the trash talking afterwards. Marcus Bowe just fell to the ground randomly. What the hell is that? Here we go as the flag. Defense first one declined. Unnecessary roughness, number 92. And number 41. Pulling the helmet off an opponent. Oh my gosh. Number 41 has been disqualified for the remainder of the game. There he goes. Look at right there. He's taking the helmet off. You can see it right there. Yeah, that'll get you booted out of the game real quick. Looks like the Giants are going for 2 based on what they're saying at the ticker at the bottom there. We're still watching all this stuff with the chaos with the game here. Insanity, typical Cowboy action. Jesus reminds me of that Nicolas Cage movie, Face Off. Face Off. Face Off. That was like quintessential Nicolas Cage overacting. So Giants are going for 2 here, trying to be up by 14 points by a full 2 touchdowns. Jackson Dart moving into as a wide receiver. Direct snap going to Singletary here. What are they doing? And somehow they got it. Darius Slayton with the 2 points. I don't know why the Giants have to get so fancy with these 2-point conversions always. Just throw a freaking play. I'm shocked that worked. Absolutely shocked that worked. I don't want to hear any comments about Darius Slayton's hands in that play. That's horrible by the Cowboys that actually worked. Absolutely horrendous. Oh my gosh. Giants up 2-score, just under 10 minutes left in the third, guys, though. Let's get back to the scores around the league and see where we're at here. The Giants are just totally screwing up the offseason and draft plans here. Let's see. So Colts are now back up on the Texans. They scored, so they're up 24-23. That's insanity. You got the Browns have extended their lead. So Browns are up 17-12 on the Bengals. You got the no score change on the Falcons Saints. Falcons still up 10-7, just over 11 minutes left in the third. The Vikings still up 13-0 on the Packers, just under 6 minutes left in the third there. Then you got the Jaguars just still absolutely freaking crushing the Titans 31-7. I think it's safe to say that game is over. And then, of course, ours now 22-10 for the Giants. And let's be honest here, no matter what kind of lead the Giants get, you can't sit there and say that it's over. With the Giants, it's never over. We always have a chance to lose. So it as Jay likes me to say, it is what it is. There's always that chance. Look at the Bronco game. Look at the Bears game. Look at the Packers game. Look at the Lions. Look how many games we blew in the fourth quarter. So I'm going to get too blown out of shape on this right now. But I am going to say that I'm extremely happy with the way Dart's playing. Dart still looking damn good. Dart in this game, to me, is probably wrapping up the offensive rookie of the year award. He definitely should get it. And I get that, you got a couple other guys that might get into that equation. Ted McMillan is one of those guys that might get into that equation. Let's see where he's at real quick. So he broke 1,000 yards, which is damn impressive there. 70 receptions, 1,014 yards, and 7 touchdowns. But that's damn impressive. Let's see here. Tyler Warren, where'd he end up stat-wise here? 71 catches, 791 yards, and 4 touchdowns. And I see Jay saying Tyler Shuck. I don't think Shuck played long enough at that point to go ahead and get that kind of role there. But he's also looked extremely good down the stretch there. That looks like a damn good pick by the Saints there. As ball gets stopped at the 20-yard line on the kickoff return, by the way. So Shuck ends up, 2,124 yards, 67.8 completion percentage, 9 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Where's he at as far as carries, if they show that at all? Let's see here. Not showing it there. Because that's what I think the big thing that changes with Dart is you got to throw that in as well. So here we go. 152 yards rushing. So I said Jackson Dart to me has the show. Joe Shane, what should be his last game ever as a Giants general manager. Probably won't be. See Tom Coughlin's son-in-law next to him. Let's see here. Jackson Dart. Looking up his stats here. Well, we'll do the comparison. It'll probably be a good conversation to have overall because Dart, lower interception, higher TD rate, less yards. So definitely the conversation we had there. 63.2 completion, 2,042 yards, 13 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. So you can definitely say it, but the big difference with him is the fact that, you got to throw in the rushing at that point, 455 yards and 9 touchdowns. As we have a John Harbaugh knockoff Eagles fan here saying, congrats on the culture win today. It's all right, Eagles. He's only halfway to us in ranks. I'm not worried about that. I go Eagle fans like they talk trash. Now they got a second ring. Ooh, second ring. Yeah, we had that 35 years ago, guys. Joe Milton, find some time, find a wide open receiver there, but flying the play. Jesus, if Dable was Dart, was coach, it'd still be Dart. Honestly, I think if the Giants are winning, it'd still be Dart in your eyes because I think the big thing is that you got a situation where the team's done and they just want to protect Dart health wise. You saw that towards the end, and I actually like that they did that because don't get them ruined some stupid season that doesn't matter right now. But there's the hold. Phillips on Turbin. As Dorothy says, 9 rushing touchdowns for a throw first quarterback is incredible. Yeah. And that's what it is. He's just a guy that finds a way to make things happen. So I'm cool with it. Either way, like I said, either way, you got a situation where Jackson Dart is going to be the best rookie quarterback out of this class in my eyes. But like I said, Shucks not look bad. So 2nd and 13 here. See if the Cowboys get anything going here. We don't really want to win this game, but it is what it is. Joe Milton throwing, not even any receiver in sight. So, yeah, this is definitely turning into what will probably be a loss for the Cowboys here. No, a loss for the Giants in a way as well. So, at the end, he says, Jay, there'll be plenty of good players at 7. Reese might still be there. You'll have Tate or Tyson that could be there. Downs might even still be around. We'll see. So, as they talk about Carter there, see, he's definitely improved lately. I think that you'll see Kayvon be probably traded at the end of the year. Get the picks. Interesting, too, is Burns is back out there, too, after that injury. Kind of thought they'd just sit him down and call it a day. So 4th and 8. So time to we should go for it, but 4th and 8 to get it. Going for that long field goal. At least it put us only up by 11. Guess it's something. And no good. 57-yard field goal, no good. Means the Giants need to get amazing field position here. Wow. That's absolute insanity. That's how you know things should just go in the Giants' way today. This is just the Giants game, I guess. It is what it is. Pick number 7. Here we go. Guy makes 60 yarders to go to overtime week 2. Can't hit a 57 this one. Ugh. Insanity. Even the Giants start winning, they piss us off. All right, let's see what we got here. Let me refresh the score, see where we're at. Colts got the ball right now, but they're deep in their own territory, but they're still up by 1 point over the Texans, 24-23. You got end of the third for the Browns-Bengals. Browns up 17-12. Looks like the Falcons got another field goal here. They're now up 13-7, 8.5, just over 8.5 left to go in the third quarter. Vikings and Packers, third quarter is about to come to a close, but their Vikings up 13-0. No change in the score in the Jaguars game. Let's be honest, the Jaguars have kind of given up. They just don't care at this point. They're up 31-7. Then obviously ours, Giants 24, Cowboys 10. So yeah, we got to see what's going on. Let's go back to Tankathon and see who we need to win today. So we need, actually, you know what? If the Browns win today, the Giants would pick at 6. I should have included that in the process. If the Browns win, the Giants go down to 6. So there's something there. We'll have to see how that turns out there. But we got the Commanders later on also facing, are they facing the Eagles, I think, this week? So, we got a couple things we got to find out what's going on with it. But definitely not looking good for us to lose this one as we're hoping for. But we'll have to see. This game's still not over yet. Let's see here. Jason's just have a miserable, futile season and win meaningless games to pick 7 is just deplorable. Yeah. It's a very, very fair thing to say. Darius Muasau, by the way, they're saying questionable to return with an ankle injury. So we'll have to see there, but not know what's going to happen there, Let's see. Here we go. First and 10. Tyrone Tracy. Get close to a first down. Might be on a yard short. Let's see. And it's funny because they sat people down. All the, talk about it. The Giants must be tanking. Theo Johnson not even hurt. We got 2nd and 2, and Tyrone Tracy getting that first down. And yet we still win anyway. And us winning, that means that if hypothetically, if we win and the Raiders win as well, the Jets have a chance to get the first overall pick potentially. Now, the strength of schedule is the issue because the Jets actually have a better strength of schedule than the Raiders right now. The ball almost got lost here. We're talking about draft stuff so much. We're losing stuff in the game here. Here we go. There's a replay here for you. So, yeah, Clowney just got his hand in there, knocked the ball out, but Dark got it back. Got to secure that ball when you're a runner. So, 2nd and 10. All right, here we go. Shotgun for Dart. A lot of pressure on him. He gets the ball out to Tracy anyway. Look at that. Tracy getting that first down. Getting about 11 yards there. Ball came out. Is it a fumble? And it is. Cowboys ball. Talked about that all season long where Tracy's been kind of known for fumble issues. Hasn't really fumbled as much this year. And then there's that fumble. So see if the Cowboys can turn this into part of the comeback. But overall, great pass by Dart to get that out. Great play by Tracy to get towards that first down there. Just let's see the fumble part. Yeah, he's just got to hold on to that ball. Just a simple push the ball out in the hit kind of scenario. I was hoping, wouldn't be a discussion with him with the fumbles, but I feel like it's going to be a discussion because of that in the last game. But overall, like I said, I feel like his fumble issues have not been as big. That being said, the Giants have definitely shielded him from some of the bigger issues. When it's like deep in their own territory, they're putting Singletary in. When it's the red zone, they're putting Singletary in. But like I said, I do think he's definitely improved in that regard there. So I definitely want to give Tracy props for this year overall as a whole, especially how bad he started. It's a horrible start to the year. Second half's been amazing for him. Like I said, him and Scat together are going to be a nice duo. Jason, I love our skill position guys. When they screw up a play, they act injured to garner sympathy. Does it work, though? Does it work? Uh, Stephen Bloom said fumbles haven't been noticeable, but he will be a caddy next year anyway. But I do really like Tracy. I don't think a caddy. I don't think he's a caddy. He's a 50-50 guy. I really think Scattaboo is not going to be taking away that many carries from Tracy. He never gets the ball. It'll be 1-2. It'll be a Thunder Lightning. It'll be just like, to me, if you can get a Brandon Jacobs, Ahmad Bradshaw kind of duo to those two, I'd be very happy. I think we all would, right? Since we are at change of possession and a timeout, let's see if we do have anything. Any changes here in the plays here. Let's see. Let's see. Jaguars got 34 points now. They just got a safety. I think I said 32 before. It's only a play change at that point. So, all right. So, see if we get back to this game, end this thing already. End this season, the season of misery. And see, Davian Clowney got credit for that. He's having a great game for the Cowboys today. I mean, he's a great player in general. I mean, that's the weird thing is Clowney, unfortunately, great career. He's just always looked at a guy what could have been. Because when he came out of South Carolina, he was like you can't lose with this guy. He was the greatest prospect according to people. He's just not lived up to that hype. And you see there, the first play, 9 yards. You look at the play, Darius Alexander went right past Maffa. That could have been a tackle for a loss there. So 2nd and 2 coming here for the Cowboys. Jason, he had 2 microfracture surgery twice. Why he's kind of bummed. He's not even bummed. He's never been great. Even just playing with Watt, he didn't get double teamed really that much. He still wasn't a beast. Never had more than 9 sacks back then. So 1st down for the Cowboys. They get past 1st down marker there on the next run. Again, want to beat the Cowboys. Run, run, run. He's a good run defender. Yeah, he is. Like I said, he just never lived up to the hype as like the, all-time great prospect he was supposed to get to be. Let's see. 1st and 10 again for the Cowboys. See, they actually let Milton throw the ball. Nope. Gonna run it again. About 3 yards there. That's what the Giants will keep on doing. Just gonna go Maffa. And let's see. Jason's interested in the Cowboys trying to lose here. Well, I mean, all fairness, the losing actually helps the Cowboys too. They get a little better pick. They hurt the Giants pick. It just, it is what it is. 2nd and 7 here. And let Milton throw finally. And it's a short toss. Might as well be a run. Darius Alexander scoops him up there for a 1-yard gain. So, yeah, not much out of this Cowboys offense, that's for sure. They seem resigned to lose. Jace is 15 now. We're in the we're in the 4th quarter, so almost. So I got to be where I was at for the 15. You said you wanted 20, so 5 per quarter, I guess. So 3rd and 5. And here to let him throw again. And throw short of the sticks. I'll never have said that in the NFL. Why would you run routes short of the stick? And he's even doing the 1st down thing. Like, moron. You were short of the sticks. Give me 4th and 1. So they're going to go for it. Never understood why they do that. You could have just ran 1 more yard and then turned. You would have been there. You would have had the 1st down. Wouldn't even have to have this 4th down. Stupado. All right, here we go. 4th and 1. Usually they're smart. They run the ball. And they are. Milton, they got it easily. Milton's got it and much more. Whew. That's a massive carry on a 1 yard need. So started about the 46, 47 yard line. Ends up to about the 24 yard line. It looks like. Trying to see where he ends up being out. Yeah, 24, 23. Jason, if I'm Cowboys 8-1 is way better than 7-9. Don't think it matters middle of the draft. It does. You get moved up a little bit there. Another screen. Another time the Giants fall for it. Ball is out though. Giants got it. There we go. Another turnover. Ay, ay. Jackson Dart all pumped up getting out on the field. Ay, ay. Let's see the replay. I see Stephen Bloom said Alexander forced that. I didn't even see who forced it. So Elijah Chapman's the one who recovered it. Let's see. Here we go. Be nice if it was Alexander coming from behind like that. Yep, it was. His knee never hit that, it looks like. Let's see. Was his knee down? Was anything down? That's the question. So they're doing the booth review. It's hard to tell from those angles if he was down. He was close to being down, but I can't actually see contact. They're saying it's to remain Dallas ball. Let's see. Looks like the knee's down right there with the ball, and they're showing a still shot. I want to actually see it. Call reversed. Oof. So 1st and 10 for Dallas. At least Dallas maybe goes ahead and gets a touchdown here. Jay says, I still haven't seen Big Dash stream while Darius Alexander was playing or protecting. That's my conspiracy theory. Practicing that's my conspiracy theory. Yeah, we'll see. As Mac the Giants fan, that was actually Tyrone Tracy's first fumble of the season. Yeah, like I said, a lot better. A lot better. But again, the Giants shielded him. They shielded him a lot. I also don't think it was. I just don't think. I don't know. Find out. I don't think Big Dash is Darius Alexander. I just don't think it. All right, here we go. That first down, kind of a dud for the Cowboys here. Giants sniffed it out pretty good there for once. Drew Phillips getting the backfield. 2nd and 13 as we're about to end the third quarter here. Joe Milton going for it on 2nd and 13. Going for the touchdown. Nowhere near, though. We're looking for a flag on Rico Payton on Bavarius Mingo. Let's see. There it is. Flag of the 5, pass interference against the Giants. So ball goes down to the 5 yard line. Let's see. Nice they actually showed the pass interference. Yeah, he definitely shoved him in the back. I could see it, but Rico Suave's trying. I haven't heard that song in so many years. I don't know how it goes. Joe Milton trying to run it in for the touchdown. Going to get down by the 1 yard line here. So not a bad play for them on 1st and goal. Darius Alexander and Joe Milton going at it. Don't know why the two were going at it afterwards, but it is what it is there. Jason's going to Rico Suave is like a producer now and makes more than he did as a singer. I don't know. I could not tell you what's going on with Rico Suave. Rico Suave. I'm looking it up here for you. Let's see. Gerardo Meja. Song was in 1991, apparently. I'm gonna look him up. That was definitely a one-hit wonder kind of scenario. $60 old now. Oh my god, I'm old. Trying to see what he. This is what we're down to at this point. What is he up to? Apparently, he had a. He's in TV shows too sometimes. I don't see anything about him being anything big like that. But apparently, he became a recording industry executive, it said, and a Christian pastor is what it says. He lives in Kentucky now. Rico Suave. Anyway, let's see what we got here on the games here. Texans took the lead again as they're up 26-24. Jason's we're Googling Rico sauce during Giants game. That's where we're at. That's exactly where we're at. It is what it is there. I know, 17. So you got again Texas though up on the Colts now 26-24. So they're trying, keep on trying in that game there. Really good close game though on that one. Bengals still up 17-12 on Browns still up 17-12 on the Bengals. Yeah, and that's a game that point blank we want to have the Browns win now, big time. End of the third, the Falcons are now up just 13-10 on the Saints. The Saints keeping it close, but not quite doing what they got to do to change it out completely there. Hopefully the Saints can win because I got a lot of Bucs fans here in the area that I'm rooting for them for that reason. The Vikings 13, Packers nothing still, just under 10 minutes left to go. Jaguars still up 34-7 on the Titans. So not a lot of excitement here, but it is what it is. So got the Milton here with the second. There we go. There's a touchdown on second and down. So Giants now up by 1 touchdown. And the crazy thing, but think about it, the Giants should only be up by 4 points if if Aubrey made that one kick. There's still a chance, guys. There's still a chance. Jason's Riley Leonard balling. Yeah, he's 14 of 22, 241 yards and 2 touchdowns. Alex Pierce is his balling. He's got 4 catches in the game, but 132 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's pretty damn good. That's pretty damn good. Another flag on the play, by the way, guys. So all kinds of chaos here. Dexter Lawrence this time getting involved with the Cowboys, talking trash. For such a crazy game with 2 teams that are out of it and it doesn't matter, insane how much they're just still arguing back and forth. As if anything matters in this game other than draft positioning. Ay. All right. Aubrey going now for the extra point. You see the winds all over the place. You see at the stadium, you see the flags going. Swaying back and forth here. Aubrey's got that extra point. So officially the Giants are now up by just 1 touchdown. 1 quarter to go. How many times have we heard that before, guys? Giants up by a touchdown with 1 quarter left to go. And it's ended up with the Giants losing. So I'm not going to say it's over yet by any stretch of the imagination. This game is far from over. Far from over. And listen, if the Cowboys somehow can score 10 more points here and win by a touchdown, field goal, I'd be very happy. Jackson Darts look damn good in this game. You got, we still lose at that point. We still get the number 2 pick. That's an ideal situation. That's what I was hoping for at the very beginning of this. So let's double check the scores. Even though I hate when we break so many goddamn times for commercials. Let's see any change here at all. Looks like nope, we're still the same score everywhere. Jay says they lose when we want them to win. They win when we want them to lose. That sounds about right. That does sound about right there. So, it's just what we deal with as Giants fans there. So, we'll hopefully we'll do what we did most this year. Win for 3 quarters and lose in the last minute. It's what the Giants do. What they're good at. So, let's see here. Trying to see the rest of the scores here. So you got the Cardinals will be facing the Rams later today. So you got to think the Rams would probably be caring about draft position, and that's it. But we need the Cardinals to win here potentially if we end up winning this game. We need the Commanders to win. Again, they play the Eagles. The Eagles tend to sit people out, though I haven't heard a final. The Eagles are sitting people out. Let's see here. Are the Eagles sitting starters? Oh yeah, we talked about that in the preview. Yeah, they're sitting everybody. So they're going to do that. Let's see. So maybe the Commanders win that game. Because if we win hypothetically, the Commanders win and the Browns win, we're down to pick 5. That's not a bad place to be. And in all fairness, then you got the Raiders and the Jets both getting the first 2 picks and getting a quarterback. So I'm also seeing congrats Miles. Did Myles Garrett get the sack? I think he might have. Let's see. Yeah, Myles Garrett got the sack today. So he is officially the NFL single season sack leader. So that'll be sack number 23 there. As they're showing Giants highlights there. Got too many damn windows open. Jason Garrett deserves. He's amazing. Damn straight, especially on that team. All right, 1st and 10 here. Ball's about the 27-yard line. Handing it off to Tracy. Going to get about 4 or 5 yards here on that first down. As Anthony says, Sanders needs to give his defense 50% of his contract. He's 8 for 6 for 78 yards, no touchdowns. Oh, yeah. As Mac the Giants fan says, shout out to Myles Garrett. Damn straight, like I said. One of the best pass rushers we'll ever see. Whoa. Tossing the ball down deep to Tracy. Almost caught it still. There's a flag in the play. Tracy was asking for it, though. So it looks like we're going to get a flag here, probably for pass interference of some kind there. Based on how that flag went, when it's usually late like that, that's what it is. We'll see what's going on. As they're huddling, you got three refs huddling near a hooker here. For some reason, the closed caption didn't say no foul. Oh, no foul on the play for pass interference. There we go. Let's see the watch there. There's the play. I can see where he's asking for that. He put his hands on him past the 5 yards. Can't necessarily see that affected the play, but defensive holding or something like that could be a call. Third and 4. Shevsky in motion towards the top. It looks like another flag on there. It's going to be obviously a false start in the offense. So, and here they're showing on the screen now the Myles Garrett sack. There he is. 23 sacks this season. It's amazing considering how that season started for him, too. 3rd and 9. And Dart chucking it deep. Whoa, Darius Slayton and the flag, and he's staying up. He's getting the touchdown. He's getting the touchdown. What's the flag for, though? Was it the flag's about him, the way he's reacting? Looks like the flag is going to be on him, the way he's reacting. Let's see. It's on the offense. Pass interference on Darius Slayton. Let's see the replay. Whew. That was so close to this game being over right there. I wouldn't call that. That was two of them throwing jabs at each other. I don't see an issue. Is what it is. Because again, we don't want to win. We don't. So 3rd and 19 now for the Giants instead of a touchdown. Dart going for it. Dude got hit as he was throwing. Let's see if that affects the throw. It definitely underthrew because of that. Flags like crazy on Isaiah Hodgins, though. That's going to be a pass interference call because he was trying to get back towards it. Jay calls me out for the number 18. He wanted 20. I got 2 more to go, Jay. Don't you worry. 2 more to go. Ay. Here we go. And it was good route by Hodgins. He was open. But yeah, that's an obvious pass interference. Jason's sweet lack of arm strength gets you a penalty. And it wasn't that. He got hit. Look, watch. He was getting hit as he was throwing. He didn't get a chance to set up right. Tracy on 1st down. A yard. Second down. Jason's going to have more. It is what it is. Then Garrett has sacks. Incredible accomplishment. What did I do? Because you didn't count like 5 of them. 2nd and 9. Dart tossing to Olszewski. Got about a 3rd and 2 coming here. Jesus, you're such a Dart super sympathizer. It was the truth. He didn't have a chance to set it. He's about to get smacked. You stop with the draft of the Big Hewin. Dart's the guy. Look at this. 1-7 in 1-score games the Giants are. About to be 2-7, I have a feeling. Shotgun for Dart. See the bottom of your screen is stacked there. He goes to the top. Quick toss out to Darius Slayton. The short-handed Darius Slayton gets the 1st down. I said it, short-handed. 1st and 10 here. The Giants taking a lot of time off the clock, too. One that should not be understated right now. Just saying, if Tracy wants to have a second fumble this season, I'm not going to complain. All right, 1st and 10. And handing it off to Tracy. Going to get about 2-3 yards. Anthony said, I feel like you're putting a little extra emphasis on Darius Slayton, Drew. Listen, he's an amazing player. I have to do it. He's short-handed. Here we go. 2nd and 8. Start lining up in shotgun formation. Okay, moving Olszewski to the top of the screen. And going for Tracy, who's got a massive hole down about the 12-yard line. The scary thing is if he kicked it outside, he might have got a touchdown on that one. Kicked it inside instead, though. Watch the replay. You'll see what I'm saying. Right there. Kick to the outside. He would have had it. Let Hodgins get the one block. He would have a touchdown. First and 10. Ball's about the 14-yard line. And run of the ball. Tracy again. Gonna get back to the line of scrimmage. So 2nd and 10 incoming. Actually, 2nd and 9. They gave him a yard. Okay. I'm gonna give him a yard. Go for it. Anthony says, how's my broadcast so far behind? I'm 45 minutes in the stadium. Well, maybe you should have been 20 hours like myself. 2nd and 9. Shotgun again for Dart. And in the design run, he fakes it to Oshevsky, who tosses it to Manhurst, but it's so underthrown, it's not even funny. That would have been a touchdown easily. Wow. Oshevsky needs a stick to catching the ball. He hits himself in the head. Oh, my gosh. Wide open. Just nowhere near the receiver. Look at this throw. Oh, my God. It's horrendous. Maybe called a Dart sympathizer, not a Gunnar Oshevsky sympathizer. That was the worst throw I've seen in the NFL and probably since Daniel Jones. All right, 3rd and 9. For some reason, we're running the ball. Not quite sure why. So we're going for 4th down here. Giants just going for the kick to be up by a 2nd score. That makes absolutely no sense, though. Why are you running the ball in 3rd and 9? The Giants. Here we go. 4th and 8. Better call Sauls. Here he goes. Kick is up, and it is good again. It's amazing when we have a kicker what happens. Insanity. All right. So now we're up by 10 points. Not looking good for the Giants to not get this. Might be stuck with that top 10 pick, not a top 2 pick. It's a big difference there. Would have been a great time to actually miss a kick for once. All right, let's see what we got here in the rest of the NFL scores. Let me go update here. All right, so Colts still up by 1 point, 27-26 over the Texans. Browns still up over the Bengals, 17-12 with 2 minutes left in that game. That's the big one we're watching now as Giants fans because Browns win, we go down to 6. Falcons up 16-10 right now on the Saints. You got the 16-0 lead here for the Vikings over the Packers. Jaguars up 41-7, 4 minutes left against the Titans. And obviously in our game, 27-17 Giants over the Cowboys right now. All right, here we go. 9.5 minutes left. Let's see if the Giants can be up to their old tricks here. And ball's going to get back 27-yard line. One thing I'll say is if John Mayer is doing as bad as I think he is based on the articles, at least he gets to see a win today. I'm trying to think of a positive spin for you guys, which is hard to pin that as a positive spin. Jason's at least Pat Leonard will rage later. Of course he will. He rages good or bad, indifferent. He don't care. And that's why he's entertaining. 1st and 10. Cowboys thrown it deep and picked off by Bobby Okereke. Giants getting the ball back about the 32-yard line. Oh, my gosh. This turnover machine, Bobby Okereke. Where has this been for the last 2 years? Ridiculous. Joe Milton's great, though. All the Giants fans who wanted Joe Milton after he beat the backups for the Bills a couple years ago, or was that even last year? Go get Joe Milton. He's great. Just needs a chance. I mean, you saw Okereke just sitting there. Like, that wasn't even a good throw in any way, stretch, or form. Like, I told you, Joe Milton sucked for 2 really good colleges. I'm not going to be impressed by a guy. I can't make it in Michigan or Tennessee. That's spots you're supposed to be able to succeed easily as best as you can because you get all the help around you. And he couldn't do it. Jason, they wanted Justin Fields too, the worst. Yeah. Justin Fields seemed like one of the better free agent options, the bad free agent year. But see, Tracy kicking out to the outside here. Going to get about 12 yards. Tracy going for that 1,000-yard season here now. See if he gets it. See where he was. Tyrone Tracy Jr. stats. So he was at going into this game. Let's see. Make sure they didn't have the Cowboy game already in here. So he needs 131 yards today. What he needed. So let's see Giants Cowboys box score. As Dart rolls out, he's running for it, but he's going to get sacked. So Tracy's at 100 yards rushing, basically. And 50. He's already got it. He's got his 1,000 yards. So Jason says these MFers are going to celebrate like they won the Super Bowl too. This is some Special Olympic shit. Damn. Is that the ringer with Johnny Knoxville? 2nd and 14. Dart and shotgun formation. Handed the ball off to Singletary. And he's just rumbling through here on 2nd down. Going to get a good 7-8 yards probably. As they're showing all the pressure Dart's been under. He's definitely been under a lot of pressure. But Dart's done good today. Like I said, I'm trying to take that as a positive right now. Dart's done good today. I mean, right now he's 19 and 28, 213 yards and 2 touchdowns. There's the flag on the play. Going against Dallas, looks like. Neutral zone infraction by the defense. Number 97. Let's see. The Giants going to put this away right now. Get a touchdown. Clowney's having just a beast freaking game. Imagine he was sitting around for how long too, unsigned. 3rd and 1. This is going to be a run. Weird setup here. Dart to Tracy for the first. Wasn't a run after all. Always a run when Bellinger goes in the backfield. Finally, the Giants mix it up on the last game of the season. And look at that. They had Tracy and Singletary both out there. Oh, yeah. Yeah, look at that. Nice, simple. Said football don't got to be complicated, guys. 1st and goal here for the Giants. Dart, again, shotgun formation. You got Singletary off to the left-hand side. Hodgins moving up to the slot and throwing it for Slayton, but nowhere near him. I'm not sure what the hell he was doing. It was either a really, really, really bad throw or some kind of miscommunication with Dart and Slayton. I didn't see anything that made me think flag, throw it. See Bobby Okereke on the sideline there. Great game today. Maybe his last game as the Giant. We'll find out. And here comes second and goal. Here comes the run. Singletary getting close. You get in? He's in. Touchdown. Touchdown for the Giants yet again. Here we go.
Shorthanded. The New York Giants.
I would say that probably seals the deal in this game, guys. It is what it is. Giants going to end up winning back-to-back games at the end of the season to totally just F up their entire draft strategy. And Jay says, Drew, who are we trading up for? Anthony says, why are we trading up, Jay? I think he's saying that because of the fact that I was saying a pick 2, somebody would trade up with us. Difference is we don't need a quarterback. We're not trading up. We're staying at 7 or 6 or 5. We'll find out. So I think it's safe to say we really, really, really have to root now for the Browns. Oh, God. The Bengals just scored a touchdown. Bengals are now up 18-17 with a minute and a half left to go. God damn it. That puts us down one more as well. So I feel like Charlie Brown trying to kick a ball. They keep trying to make me believe. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is what happens. And I feel like the Giants always do us this. Once it doesn't matter, that's when they want us to believe. Look at this. We got this. Let's see. Do my reminder text to Rob as well to make sure he's on time. You make fun of him later on when he's not. Especially started texting him and everything. I will say we're probably going to end this one a little early before the game is over. We can start here the second the game is done with you guys for the post game. Again, if you didn't hear me earlier, we're going to go ahead and do the post game in a different video. We always do that because it's easier for copying, for editing, for the audio podcast later on. So we'll have that on there for you guys. If you're in YouTube specifically, that'll be literally redirecting you automatically onto there. Got 158 of you all on X. So first off, go to YouTube. It pays content creators. But otherwise, just go to the homepage. If you're on a different platform, that'll automatically go ahead and send you over to the the right spot once it starts up. Like I said, give me a minute or two after I end this one. Unless we got a couple minutes in general. If I end a little early, because the Giants winning, there's no point in continuing too much here soon. But like I said, we'll be doing the post game here. Appreciate you all that are watching. Got 180 of you guys watching here live right now as we speak. If you haven't already, do me a favor, hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the share button there. Again, we'll be on nonstop during the off season. Well, and a lot of guys that do content creation kind of stop. We will do shows every Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as we have since Rob and I started this. So season may be over here shortly, but we are keep on trucking along. We're going to be doing our end of the year review and all the players here soon. We'll be doing draft coverage, free agency coverage, all the latest news in the Giants as they search for a new head coach and all. So trust me, we are probably the most active content creators out there for New York Giants there. So if you can't get enough about the Giants and you're a masochist like us, join the party. All right, so the Cowboys get the ball there back to about the 25-yard line of the kickoff return there. Sad, I was kind of hoping for a quick turnaround for them. So doing the off-season plan here for the Giants on the telecast here, talking about all the stuff they can build around. And this, again, they have things the Giants can build around. Jackson Dart, Cam Scatterbo, Tyrone Tracy, Malik Neighbors. You got the pass rush, Brian Burns, Abdul Carter coming on late. So, all right. Flag on the play here. Should be a free play for the Cowboys. Milton throwing it away. It looks like it was offsides on the Giants there. Find out. Roy Roberts and Harris pointing a lot of fingers and talking a lot of trash to the ref there. I'm pissed right now that the Bengals just got ahead of the freaking Browns. Now the Browns do have the ball though at the Bengals 38, so there's a good chance they can go ahead and get you can get a field goal here. 26 seconds left in that one. I'm going to put that game on here as well if I can. I'm pretty sure I should be able to. Here we go. As a Giants fan, that's a big one. So, like I said, we will have that on for you guys as well. As Cowboys got a first down. But 31 seconds left. Ball is about the 38-yard line for the Browns as they're trying to get back to winning against the Bengals. At this point, that's almost more important than what we got going on here. Going to run the ball about 2 yards, the Browns will. Second down, but at least that's something. Get the field goal, and they're up by 2 points. And Browns are calling a timeout as well. 2nd and 10 here for the Cowboys. And again, Cowboys get the ball about the 40-yard line. And they're going to lose a yard on the run. Cowboys will. Sorry, I'm doing 2 games. That should be a little more specific. Let's see here. Browns about to go to their next play here. As they got their kicker warming up on the sidelines here too. Again, that's a big 1 point. I know it doesn't sound like much, but one difference in a draft selection is massive sometimes if you want a specific player. So, all right. So Browns lined up for their second and 8 here. Sanders in shotgun formation. Got a shotgun for the Cowboys as well, but Sanders throwing it deep. Oh, wow. That was thrown almost a touchdown, guys. It went right through Bond's hands, basically. Perfect thrown ball by Sanders. Oh, you know what? On the slow-mo, I was thinking back. It's a little short. A little short. Looks much better in regular game speed from the behind shot they showed. A little, like I said, a little bit. It was a little short of the pass there. 3rd and 8. Got 4th and 10 here with the Cowboys. Cowboys punting away. Pretty much seals the game for the Giants. On 3rd and 8, Browns got it down to about the 31-yard line, guys, on 4th down. That means their kicker's coming out for the win on 4th and 3. So nice to Stefanski. If he does get fired, they get a win on their last game with him as a head coach. The rumors are he's going to be gone. But we'll find out here. Kicker is warming up here as the Giants are about to start the ball on a 1st and 10. Made 127-yard field goal earlier today, their kicker. And how to pronounce his last name. 49-yard attempt here for the Browns coming up, though. 1st and 10 for the Giants. And you get about a 5-yard run, looks like by Tracy. And they're about to snap for the kick. Here we go. Snaps up. Kick is up. Kick is good, but I saw a flag. There was a flag on the play. They're celebrating like it's over, but there's a flag on the play, guys. Wait to see where the flag is first. Yeah, Tyron Tracy, first 100-yard rusher for the Giants in the last 23 games. That's insanity sad. That's the game, guys. That's the game. The Browns win 2018. So the Giants officially move ahead of the Browns no matter what happens this game here, as we think the Giants obviously should be winning. At least we got some good news I can give you today. That's crazy. Whew. Let's see the 3rd and 6 now for the Giants. We get back to their game. All right. Shotgun formation again for Jackson Dart. Oshevsky in motion big time. Getting the ball on a swing pass there. Going to get the first down. Just under 3 minutes. Again, let's be honest. The Giants have already won this game, guys. Right now, it's just padding the stats. The big thing is we got to root. Oh my God, we got to root for the Eagles today. I mean, we got to root. Oh, I take it back. We're doing reverse. We got to root for the Commanders to beat the Eagles. That's easier. We got to root for the Commanders big time. So, because that'll bring us down to pick 5. I can deal with pick 5. Pick 5 is not so bad. Got a flag here on the run on first down. Got about 2 yards, maybe 3 tops, but there is a flag. Going to be on the Giants, it looks like. It's a hold. So that'll be called back. And the other big game there, we got the Falcons and Saints. Falcons are up right now by 9 points with under 3 minutes left to go. So you got to think the Falcons will win that, which means the Panthers win the NFC South. The Texans are right now up 2 points on the Colts as well. So that's the two other games that are worth keeping an eye on right now. Jackson Dart swings it out to Singletary. He's going to get about a 5-yard loss. Got 2nd and 25 coming up here. But listen, guys, we all know it's over. So I think it's a good time to end this here. Again, Rob and I will be back for the post-game coverage there with you guys. Shortly after, but that gives me a chance to get ready here. As Anthony says, Tankathon has us at pick 3 currently. Let me see what they did. I do have that up. Refresh it. Yeah, because Tennessee lost. They're now 3-14. That's why we haven't lost yet. We haven't won yet, so we're still 3-13. Give it a minute for this game to be over. That's when you'll see it. So, but a 2-minute warning, guys. So again, we're going to end that here because again, Giants have won. This is over. We'll be back for the post-game coverage. Again, if you're on YouTube, that'll pull you automatically to the post-game coverage. If you're on any other platform, head on over to the home screen, and then the second the game is over, officially over, clock strikes 0, we'll go ahead and get everything rolling there for you guys for the post-game coverage there. So appreciate you guys for watching. Appreciate you guys for supporting us all year long, as this is, again, the last play-by-play here of the season. That's a little weird. The season just ended so damn quick, it felt like. But again, appreciate you guys. We'll see you guys in the post-game coverage there. Appreciate you guys always, and go G-Men.
Thanks for listening to Two Giant Goofballs, a New York Giants podcast. We appreciate your support.
Thanks so much.
Please, I'm begging you.